Fresh brain storage. This is a parallel world, Blue Star, don't substitute it into reality. Diaya, the younger sister Yi Zairoyu, has no blood relationship with the protagonist. She is adopted, and there is absolutely no relationship. Diaya, my sister Yi Zairoyu, is already an adult. All the characters in this article are already adults. In the schools here, students are 18 years old and enter the first year of high school. That's what I said. Okay, let's get started. Old Yi, you're really throwing your life away. If you keep going like this, I'm afraid your body will collapse before Zairochen takes the martial arts exam. Yi Chen's home in an old tube-shaped building. With red eyes, Mother Gu Hong applied safflower oil on Yi Jianguo's back and put on a patch-like plaster. A year ago, the company underwent a major restructuring. Yi Jianguo, a 6th-level reserve warrior who had worked diligently in his position for his entire life, did not wait for retirement due to the decline of his energy and blood. Instead, he was laid off. The unit gave a pitifully small resettlement fee, which made the family supporting 2 high school students from a martial arts school even worse off. By February of the beginning of the year, the resettlement fee had been spent. The money Yi Jianguo earned from odd jobs without telling his children was simply not enough to cover his expenses. By May, he had already sold blood more than 82 times in a row. Just a week ago, during a chance physical examination, he received a notice that he was in the late stage of liver cancer. Time was running out for him, but he kept this news a secret from everyone. He wanted to fulfill his responsibilities as a husband and a father as much as possible before he left. You're going to collapse just because you've sold a little blood. A level 6 preparatory warrior isn't as weak as you think. After all, I'm a master with a blood level over 6. Don't worry, my wife, you've worked hard these years. As long as Yaya and Zairochen can get into the martial arts academy, I'll die with my eyes closed. It hurts, be gentle, Tilda. Yi Jianguo grinned foolishly. You're such a jinx, I don't want to be a widow, I don't care, just sell my dowry. I heard the price of gold has gone up. Old Yi, my dowry might be worth a lot of money. Selling it would be perfect to buy Kai and blood pills for my children. Mom Gu Hong forced a smile. No, that's your dowry. Is it mine or yours? Yi Jianguo, are you stupid? I can buy a new one if you lose your dowry, but if you lose it, how will our family survive? The doctor said that you have severe lumbar strain. You can't go anywhere this month, let alone sell blood. Click tilde. The sound of the door being opened by the key. The couple quickly cut off the topic. Gu Hong wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes and put on a nonchalant smile on her wrinkled face. Zairochen is back, are you hungry? I'll go make you dinner after I give your dad the medicine. Your sister Zairu should be back soon. I'm not hungry, Moms. Yi Chen glanced at his father, whose sofa was covered in patches, and forced a bitter smile. Dad, don't do odd jobs anymore. I'm preparing for the liberal arts exam. Just give the money to Zairu. She's much more talented than me and will definitely have a bright future. He only had inferior cultivation talent and was destined to. His highest achievement in life would only be to become a reserve warrior. Poor in literature but rich in martial arts. If a family wants to change their fate and class through the martial arts exam, it will take at least 3 generations of effort. Today, Yi Jianguo is simply unable to support the 2 martial arts students in his family. My younger sister Yi Zairoyu has average talent for cultivation, but she also has average talent for the element of fire. She has a great chance of entering a martial arts academy in the future. But as the head of the family, Yi Jianguo stubbornly divided the resources into 2 equal parts and would not favor any child. Bullshit, what good does it matter if you get a good score on the liberal arts exam? My former classmates graduated from Peking University and Tsinghua University with liberal arts exams, but when they met a gangster-like warrior, they had to call him Sir. Those who only have liberal arts exams can only do the cheapest and most tiring jobs for the rest of their lives. If you don't try and fight for anything, how do you know there's no chance? Your dad also had inferior talent, but at least he passed the civil service exam and received a basic national allowance every month. Why can't you do the same? You have to take the martial arts exam for me. A man should die on the way to the martial arts exam. Yi Jianguo stood up suddenly, like an old lion. Yi Chen really wants to say. Dad, times have changed. It is now the 100 years of warriors. In your time, warriors were scarce and could even be guaranteed jobs. But now there are almost reserve warriors everywhere, and it is even more difficult for ordinary people to make a name for themselves. Yi Chen didn't say anything but just lowered his head. He understood everything his father had done for him, and he just hated his own incompetence. I hate the feeling of being suffocated by an invisible hand and being pressed down by the class. He struggled, but it was ultimately futile. This is a world where warriors are respected, even if he is a time traveler, traveling to this parallel world like his previous life, with the same parents, family and world structure. But it was an era when everyone was martial. He tried writing novels, copying songs and engaging in speculation. All of them were exposed. Without force there was nothing. I knows, Dad, you've worked hard. Yi Chen whispered softly, his eyes a little red, and turned and walked into his bedroom. You, what are you doing? You scared Zairochen. Gu Hong pinched Yi Jianguo hard, causing him to grimace in pain. Zai. Yi Jianguo wanted to say a lot of things, but in the end they all turned into sighs. In a narrow and old bedroom. There was a poster on the wall, a poster of a big bald man with a bright smile and a yeah sign. The 12th Martial Saint of Huaxia, Zhou Saitama. A person who entered the ranks of martial saints with the worst talent and became a legend. He has always been Yi Chen's idol. No one knows how much effort this man has put in to get to that point. Yi Chen has also encouraged himself time and time again, believing that hard work will surely bring about miracles. Therefore, whether in junior high school or high school, his theoretical course performance surpassed all other students. But his poor talent made him a laughingstock in practical classes. Maybe your life is destined to be bleak. Meow tilde. A tabby cat walked gracefully to the window. The evening light made its eyes look light golden, making it look particularly beautiful. The tabby cat in Yi Chen's family has probably never grown into a fat orange cat due to the family's financial situation, and has maintained a slim and elegant figure. Alas, Zyro Huang, are you coming to comfort me too? I've lived my life over again, but it's still suffocating. What a failure. Yi Chen smiled bitterly and reached out to brush the tabby cat. This is the cat that my younger sister Yi Xiaoroyu picked up from a roadside trash can. It has become a member of the family. Of course, it doesn't have any fine cat food or cat litter, only leftovers. But this guy is very clean. Meow tilde tilde. Zyro Huang squinted his eyes and rubbed his head back and forth comfortably in Yi Chen's palm. Little guy, sometimes, it's really not as comfortable as a cat's life. Yi Chen smiled and sighed. Suddenly, a few inconspicuous green words flashed across his vision. Shadow can be extracted. Yi Chen froze in place, rubbing his eyes, thinking it was an illusion. When the tabby cat rubs against your palm, these words will appear and disappear when it leaves. An indescribable feeling. In my previous life, I read novels for more than 10 years, and every time I gave 5-star reviews and sent various gifts. Now, I finally got my own blessing. Really? The author of the online article did not deceive me. The system may be late, but it will never be absent. Do you want to extract this shadow? The current remaining slots are 0-1. The host panel is as follows. Host Yi Chen. Cultivation talent, inferior. Cayenne blood, 1.21 calories. Reputation, unknown, 41-100. Unique, shadow extraction LV1, 0-1 slots remaining. Contact extraction, duration 5 seconds. Kung Fu, level 1, 18 body tempering styles, beginner. Other to be unlocked. So, this is my own panel. Yi Chen's heart was surging. Zyro Huang, come here. The tabby cat meowed and lay obediently in Yi Chen's arms. Really? Shadow can be extracted. Yes/no. Yes. Yi Chen muttered to himself. Congratulations on extracting the tabby cat shadow. During sleep, you can challenge the shadow to obtain corresponding rewards. The shadow cannot be extracted repeatedly. When the column is full, you must clear the shadow before continuing. Please use with caution. Current slot 1-1. Shadow Tabby Cat. Attribute 0.2 card of Kai and Blood. Cultivation talent, none. Bloodline talent, none. Speed talent, elementary. Do you choose to challenge the Tabby Cat? You can currently adjust the target's strength by 10% 100%. The target's drop rate will also be adjusted accordingly. 10% target has a slight drop rate, 100% target has a 100% drop rate. A long string of system explanation information emerged. To put it simply, that is, any target extracted into the shadow can have its strength adjusted. The weaker the adjustment, the lower the explosion rate. But you need to be in sleep state to kill shadow monsters. Yi Chen lay down on the bed without saying a word, and his vision quickly went dark. Please choose a familiar scene for the target: bedroom, living room, street. Please select target strength status. You can even choose the scene. The bedroom, it's the narrowest here, so it should be the most convenient place to deal with Zyro Huang. As for strength, 100% is enough. Isn't it easy to deal with a cat? Yi Chen made a choice. Suddenly, the vision was restored and everything around seemed to be back to normal, but the tabby cat appeared on the windowsill, elegantly basking in the afterglow of the setting sun. There was no sound of my parents talking outside, and no noisy sound of traffic downstairs. This is a dream. It's like a dream within a dream. I feel like I'm awake, but I'm actually still in a dream. It's a very strange feeling. Yi Chen tried to touch his desk and wall, and it felt just like the real thing. Meow tilde tilde. But the tabby cat suddenly became ferocious and pounced on him. Crash. Yi Chen, unable to dodge in time, felt a burning pain on his face. He had definitely underestimated the ferocity of the tabby cat. The opponent is a shadow monster, but when you choose 100%, it will automatically adjust to a fight to the death state. Then, Yi Chen's screams could be heard from the dream bedroom from time to time. I don't know how much time has passed. Covered in wounds, he finally lay breathless on the bedroom floor, with the motionless tabby cat beside him. I'm sorry, Zyro Huang. Yi Chen gasped for breath as the corpse of the shadow monster tabby cat turned into black fragments and dissipated. You defeated 100% of the tabby cats. Drop plus 0.2 HP. Drop elementary speed talent, increases speed by 20%. Automatically merge for you. Current column status 01. A line of tiny firefly words appeared. Some energy that cannot be described in words quickly flowed into Yi Chen's body. There is a warm feeling in all the limbs. A Kai and blood value of 0.2 requires at least half a month of hard training in the training room, and that is on the premise of maintaining sufficient Kai and blood pills. If it was a loser like Yi Chen, it would probably take several months of training. But what surprised Yi Chen the most was that the tabby cat Zyro Huang actually gave him an elementary speed talent. This is a special talent beyond the talent of cultivation, and the probability of it appearing among ordinary people is not high. Increase speed by 20%. On the bed, Yi Chen opened his eyes, a glint of brilliance and excitement flashing in them. He jumped up with a somersault. Clench your fists. He punched the sandbag next to the bedroom hard. Obviously a little stronger than before. And the punching speed is even faster. Amazing. Yi Chen was extremely excited. The system was simply too powerful. The tabby cat Zyro Huang, who was lying elegantly on the desk, was frightened and ran out of the window with its tail between its legs. Zyrochen, it's time for dinner. Zyro is back, don't sleep anymore. Let him sleep a little longer, he might have been tired from school. I heard my parents' voices outside the door, and the aroma of cooking wafted in. Yi Chen pushed the door open and walked out. The small dining table was already filled with a table full of dishes. Fresh beef, pig's trotters, chicken soup, etc. are all nutritious and tonic foods. Next to him was a girl wearing a JK school uniform, 2 long ponytails, with a fair face and white stockings on her legs, eating her meal. When he saw Yi Chen come out, he just glanced at him and then went back to eating indifferently. My younger sister, Yi Zyru, is a sophomore at Nancheng No. 1 Middle School. My older brother Yi Chen is a senior at Nancheng No. 4 Middle School. The admission rate for the first-level military examination of No. 1 Middle School exceeds 90%, while that of No. 4 Middle School is less than 40%. The cliched combination of a genius sister and a mediocre brother. Son, eat as much as you can, don't be shy. Your mother cooked 2 pots of rice and some fierce beast beef. Now is the critical time to increase your Kai and blood. The more you eat, the more you will gain. Yi Jianguo put a bottle of throat-burning erguotu liquor in front of him and spoke in a loud voice. Dad, what era are we in now? Kai and blood can't be increased simply by eating but also by exercise. A body full of fat won't increase Kai and blood. Here, I give this to you. I don't have a good appetite today. Yi Xiaorou snorted lightly and pushed the small portion of first-level fierce beast beef in front of him in disgust in front of Yi Chen. Ferocious beasts contain more energy and blood, but they are extremely expensive. Beef costs 30 yuan per pound, and large meat producers like the first-level barbarian bull cost as much as 300 yuan per pound. Families in the school that have the means eat even better, and can afford food that costs thousands of yuan per pound. What warriors train is Kai and blood, which cannot appear out of thin air, so it is very important to nourish them. And this is for you. Yi Xiaorou rolled his eyes and took out a beautiful box from his pocket. Kai and blood pill. My parents were stunned at the dinner table. This is the authentic Kai and blood pill produced by Baiyun Group, and it costs as much as 10,000 yuan per pill. This. The parents couldn't help but look at their strange daughter. This is the school's award for outstanding students. I won't be taking the college entrance exam until next year, so I won't be able to use it anyway. Give it to this loser Yi Chen. Maybe he can improve his Kai and blood a little bit, so he can get into a martial arts college. Otherwise, he will hold me back in the future. Yi Xiaorou explained. The corners of Yi Chen's mouth twitched a few times. Very good. Being humiliated by your genius sister and slapped in the face by money, right? Do you want it, don't want me to lose it? Yi Xiaorou frowned, and her fair little hand pushed the Kai and blood pill in front of Yi Chen. Irritable. How could I get involved with such a useless brother? Apart from being handsome, it's really useless. Thank you, sister, I owe you one and I'll definitely pay you back double. Yi Chen said solemnly. But the moment his hand touched Yi Xiaorou's fingers, the other person shrank back as if she had been electrocuted, her pretty face slightly red, with a somewhat embarrassed expression. But a line of writing appeared in Yi Chen's vision. Shadow can be extracted. Who cares about yours? I'm going to be a gifted warrior. If you're too weak, it'll be embarrassing to tell others about it. Yi Xiaorou snorted and turned her pretty face away. Seeing this scene, Gu Hong and Yi Jianguo looked at each other, their eyes and brows filled with joy. But he seemed to remember something about Yi Xiaorou. Can it be extracted? Yi Chen's breathing became a little heavy, because he actually saw extractable handwriting above Yi Xiaorou's head. But the two disappeared quickly after breaking up. Who is Yi Xiaorou? Yi, one of the talented students of Nancheng No. 1 Middle School, and the school beauty sought after by many people. Medium fire element talent, medium cultivation talent. Looking at the entire South City, it is definitely one of the best. The speed of cultivation between those with average talent and those with inferior talent is completely different. At the age of only sophomore, he is already a 7th-level preparatory warrior, and it is very likely that he will become a formal warrior before the martial arts exam. This girl is even stronger than the veteran 6th-level reserve warrior Yi Jianguo. The problem is, it now takes 5 seconds to load. Yi Xiaorou is not the tabby cat Xiaorou Huang. If you dare to touch her, she will get angry, and then even Yi Jianguo won't be able to stop her. Headache. I finished the counterattack with mixed feelings and ate 2 whole pieces of beef steak. Yi Chen saw that his health value on the attribute panel had slightly increased by 0.003. There is a feeling of being P***** D off and laughing. The saying, a rotten tree cannot be carved, is most likely referring to someone like me. By the way, how did Joe Saitama, the martial saint who also had mediocre talent, break through the shackles and become the strongest? After dinner. After washing the dishes, Gu Hong went out for a walk with Yi Jianguo. Today, her father was forced not to go to his part-time job. Yi Xiaoru. Yi Chen finally spoke and was about to go to the bathroom. Yi Xiaoru, who was holding a change of clothes, stopped and looked at him puzzledly. That? Are you itching to get spanked? Do you want to peek at me taking a shower? Do you believe I'll beat the shit out of you? Yi Xiaoru waved her pink fist and made a ferocious expression. Yi Chen instinctively took a step back. Over the years, he has suffered a lot from these punches. Sister. But in the end, impulse triumphed over reason. I am a man with a system, and I will surely rise rapidly in the future. The current setbacks are just a test for myself. A beautiful slide tackle. Yi Chen slid down and knelt in front of Yi Xiaoru, hugging her long white silk legs directly. The sudden scene left Yi Xiaoru stunned. In the past, she would definitely kick Yi Chen away, but now she froze in place with a blank mind. I never thought you would be so nice to me. I always thought you just liked to bully me. Woo, sister. Bang. Yi Chen was kicked away by Yi Xiaoru and fell on the sofa. Eat shit, you useless piece of shit, Yi Chen. Yi Xiaoru snorted fiercely and walked into the bathroom with her snow-white swan neck proudly raised. Yi Chen, lying on the sofa, grinned and looked overjoyed. Shadow extraction successful. Yi Chen limped back to his bedroom. Night has fallen. The moonlight falls quietly on the windowsill, and the trumpet creepers outside the window bloom quietly. Enter the dream. Yi Chen closed his eyes and the world went dark. Familiar words emerged. Please select a familiar scene. Nancheng No. 1 Middle School, Yi Xiaoru's bedroom, living room, Nancheng Gymnasium, Nancheng Snack Street. Please select the target status percentage. The setting range is 10% 100%. Shadow attributes are as follows. The Shadow Yi Xiaoru. Attributes 7.82 card Kai and Blood. Cultivation talent, medium. Bloodline talent, none. Elemental talent, medium fire element. Skill, 18 body tempering techniques, proficient. Martial arts, first level martial arts, flame fist, proficient. Others, none. She is indeed a genius sister. Although he has been practicing for a shorter time than me. He has already mastered the physical training, and even possesses practical martial arts skills. But, from now on, these are all mine. Hehehehes tilde. Adjust the strength to 100%. Ahem, 50%, let's try it on my sister at half her strength first. Choose the scene, the gymnasium. Yi Chen made his choice. The vision lights up. When I opened my eyes again, I was shocked to find myself in the gymnasium. Standing in front of him was the very familiar younger sister. But it's obvious. The person in front of me was even colder, without saying a word, like an emotionless machine. Sister, don't blame me for being so ruthless and even brushing you off. I can only... Bang. Before Yi Chen finished speaking, Yi Xiaoru had already arrived in front of him. Flame fist. He was blown away and died on the spot. If the host dies, will 1% of the health be consumed to restart the trial? Each death will deduct 1% of the health value, up to 100. The corners of Yi Chen's mouth twitched violently. It really cost me my life. 1% Kai and Blood. I ate 2 pieces of beefsteak for nothing today, and I even had to pay for it. In other words, if you die more than 100 times, you're almost done for. Only dead people have a health value of 0. Resurrection, select a target with 10% strength, choose the snack street as the scene. Yi Chen bites his teeth. 1/10 of the younger sister has a Kai and Blood value of only about 0.7. She is as weak as a willow in the wind. Plus, in the snack street, if you can't win, you can always run away, using the kite tactic. The only regret is that the drop rate is touching. Reset successful, target shadow strength adjusted to 10%, selected scene is South City Snack Street. Along with the firefly, small words appeared. Yi Chen is resurrected. This time, He didn't say a word and just went ahead and did it. Yi Zairu's flame fist is still quite powerful, but it has been weakened to 1/10 of its level, so it is naturally not as powerful as Yi Chen's. However, it still hurts a lot once you get hit. Don't forget, Yi Chen also has elementary speed talent. A favorable game. It's settled. In the dream, Yi Chen with a bruised face ended the battle, and Yi Zairu's corpse turned into a point of light and dissipated. Congratulations on defeating your target, Yi Zairu. Calculating the drop. Gain HP plus 0.5. The total HP value of this target will be deducted by 0.5. The total amount of HP that can be dropped is not the total HP value and is determined by the HP difference. The streams of heat flowed into Yi Chen's limbs and bones. The 0.5 increase in Qi and blood is more powerful than Zairu Huang's 0.2 increase in Qi and blood. And the net profit is 0.4 blood points. It's worth so many pieces of beefsteak. Keep grinding, difficulty adjusted to 15%, the scene is still the snack street. Reset successful, target HP value can drop to upper limit minus 0.5. The night. It's a man's battle. Yi Chen fought with Yi Zairu to death in his dream. The next day. The sky brightened. I lost everything tilde. The old and obsolete Nokia phone rang, waking up Yi Chen from his sleep. Chenzi, what are you doing? Why don't you get up? Today is Eunuch Wei's class. If you're late, you're doomed, Chenzi. The voice of my best friend Zhang Qiang came from the phone. Looking down from the window, I saw a guy on a bicycle making crazy gestures downstairs. After staying up all night to fight, Yi Chen is now full of energy and works all night. He has conquered 65% of Yi Zairu. The cumulative drop of health value is plus 2.8. Now the Qi and blood value has reached an astonishing 4.013, the level of a 4th level preparatory warrior. Cultivation talent medium drop. The 18 body tempering styles proficient drops, and when integrated with the body tempering gymnastics entry level you possess, it will automatically be promoted to minor accomplishment. In addition to her martial arts and elemental talents, Sister Bai Si almost blew herself away. The accumulated Qi and blood value reached 4.013, reaching the level of an intermediate preparatory warrior. Moreover, the body tempering had actually reached a small level of success. A warm current flowed through my limbs and bones, and I could clearly feel my body getting stronger. Even the usually thin figure began to slowly swell up, and the outline of the abdominal muscles gradually became clearer without any exercise. The black eyes became deeper and deeper, and the already handsome face now looked more like it was carved with a knife and an axe, as if it was carefully sculpted by God, with a captivating sense of sharpness. Really, as one's strength increases, one's energy and spirit suddenly rise, giving people a completely different feeling. And the 18 body tempering techniques of the minor success level, at the moment of fusion and absorption, a large number of memories automatically emerged in Yi Chen's mind. It was the memory of Yi Zairu practicing the 18 body tempering techniques in his bedroom at night. 5 hearts towards the sky, iron bridge, sparrow hands. The 18 body tempering methods were jointly summarized by Huaxia Washeng as the most suitable method for tempering the bones, muscles, and meridians of the human body. The biggest function of body tempering is to increase the absorption of Qi and blood and retain other supplements taken into the body. Otherwise, if you just want to eat it out, then everyone would be a warrior. But this thing relies on slow and steady work, and even the martial arts teachers in the school cannot achieve even a small degree of body tempering. This completely saves me a ton of trouble. Oh, and there's also the Qi and blood pill my sister gave me. This thing is made using the blood and flesh of ferocious beasts and precious medicinal herbs using a special method. It contains abundant Qi and blood power. Normally, I could consider using a few more of the 18 body tempering techniques to fuse them together before using them to maximize the absorption of the Qi and blood pill, but the problem is, if I don't get rid of my sister's shadow, I'll be stuck here forever. Take the Qi and blood pill now, increase your strength as much as possible, and then unleash the remaining martial arts and elemental talents of my sister's shadow. Having made up his mind, Yi Chen called out to Zhang Qiang downstairs and asked him to wait a moment. A red thumb-sized kai and blood pill emitting a strong medicinal smell was taken out. Swallow it in one gulp. In an instant, Yi Chen felt like he had swallowed a ball of fire. This was the first time in his life that he tasted a kai and blood pill. There was a burning pain in the stomach. This was the kai and blood pill taking effect. Yi Chen didn't dare to delay and started to perform the 18 body tempering movements. In fact, when Huaxia's Wu Sheng developed this set of tempering gymnastics, it was for use in conjunction with kai and blood pills to achieve the best effect of improving kai and blood. After completing the entire set of 18 moves, Yi Chen was sweating profusely, and even a layer of light black stains appeared on his skin. He was extremely tired now, but at the same time he felt his limbs were lighter than ever before. And wherever the eyes go, data suddenly appeared on the panel. Kai and blood 6.82. It's actually increased to 6.82. This is too much. Normally the first kai and blood pill has the greatest effect, and the effects will weaken after that, but generally speaking, it only increases the kai and blood value by about 1 point. This one actually increased it by almost 3 points. Yi Chen was pleasantly surprised. At this moment, he clearly felt the surging power in his body, and he was more energetic than ever before, as if he had just woken up with sharp ears and eyes. What a stinker! No wonder they say the most important effect of the 18 body tempering exercises is to cleanse the tendons and marrow, subtly improving your physical condition. I never thought the body tempering exercises at the minor success stage, combined with the kai and blood pill, would help me grow so much, and even help expel impurities from my body. Yi Chen rushed into the bathroom, quickly finished his work and changed into clean clothes. At this moment his skin looks a little whiter than before, not that pale but that smooth and white. Moreover, his height has increased by 1 centimeter. He was 1.79 meters before, but now he is 1.8 meters. The muscles on his body were slightly swollen, but he didn't look bloated. Instead, he looked more like a nimble cheetah, full of powerful beauty. Make a fist. The simplest straight punch among the 18 body tempering styles. Boom! The fist hit the sandbag in the bedroom, and the whole sandbag jumped up. Even the worn leather cracked directly, and sand fell down. Too late to clean up. My strength has increased a lot. But kai and blood only represent one's physical attributes. To become a true warrior, you still need to hone your martial arts and combat skills. Yi Chen was in an unprecedentedly good mood. This feeling of holding power is so great, as if I have finally stepped into this world that I once thought was incompatible with it. With a HP value of 6.82, plus the primary speed talent and a small success in body tempering, my chances of defeating my sister have increased a bit. Hey, Chenzi, did you fall into the bathroom? If you don't come over soon, I'm leaving. I can't sign you in for Eunuch Wei's class. Zhang Qiang downstairs was about to curse. Right here. Yi Chen picked up his school bag, picked up a piece of bread, a hot boiled egg and milk from the dining table. These were the breakfast his mother made before going to work, and rushed downstairs. Downstairs in the tube. Riding a Zaicheng bicycle, the slightly plump Zhang Qiang waved his hand. Hey, Chenzi, why do you look like a different person today? It feels weird. Zhang Qiang looked Yi Chen up and down with a suspicious expression. He couldn't describe the feeling. Is it that Yi Chen seems less cowardly today than usual? Is he in a bad mood? No, it should be. Today Yi Chen seems to be more handsome, as if he is radiant. Search the color spectrum. Reputation +1. Did his reputation improve because of Zhang Qiang's self-awareness? Could it be that reputation changes with the degree of recognition? That's interesting. Yi Chen was surprised. He glanced around and Zhang Qiang's information panel suddenly appeared in his field of vision. Shadow Zhang Qiang. Attributes 1.25 card kai and blood. Cultivation talent, low. Bloodline talent, none. Kung Fu first level Kung Fu, 18 tempering gymnastics beginner. Martial arts, none. As expected of my former brother in distress, this kid's talent is much stronger than my past self, but he is still at the bottom. In the practical class of the senior year in school, he and I ranked second to last and first respectively, and were known as the two heroes of practical class. But now, things are different now, and I feel like things and people have changed a lot. Maybe I look a little more handsome today. Yi Chen said half-jokingly. Come on, we have to hurry up for Eunuch Wei's class. Oh, and this is for you. Zhang Qiang suddenly took something out of his pocket and handed it over. Yi Chen was stunned. What the other party was holding were 5 sets of bulk medicine from Baiyun Group, with something clearly written on them. Nourishing blood powder. This is a Kai and blood tonic, and one set costs about 2,000 yuan. Naturally, its effect is not as good as Kai and blood pills, but it is also invaluable for ordinary families. Take it, why are you being polite? We are brothers in distress. My father just married a stepmother and she is fawning over me. I bought a lot of this stuff, I almost vomited. Brother, you should eat some more. Maybe you can do well in this year's martial arts exam and make me look good. Zhang Qiang patted Yi Chen's shoulder and grinned. Are you disgusted? I want a Kai and blood pill, but my nutritionist said I can't take supplements if I'm weak. If I take Kai and blood pills with just a few calories of Kai and blood, something might go wrong. I'll get it for you when I have money. Zhang Qiang chuckled. Thanks, Kaiangzi. Yi Chen took the Yangsu San without hesitation. A friend is someone who is willing to lend you a hand when you are at your lowest, most helpless, and in the darkest moments of your life. I will remember this, love. Thank you, Jimao. Anyway, I just want to say this, if you take off in the future, bring your brothers along. If you fail, come with me to work at my dad's company after graduation. I'll protect you, brother, he. Zhang Qiang patted his chest, a smug look on his slightly chubby face. His father is a well-known businessman in South City. His family owns several shops and has some other businesses, so he can be considered a well-off person. The two of them rode their bicycles side by side and headed straight towards Nancheng No. 4 Middle School. On the way, Yi Chen paid special attention to the stray cats and dogs on the street, or the pets held by passers-by. Really, these animals have no talents at all, and their energy and blood are pitifully low. It seems that our tabby cat Zyro Huang is an outstanding little genius. Nancheng No. 4 Middle School. Class 3 too was in a state of uproar. Several girls were blushing and surrounding a male classmate excitedly like sparrows. The male classmate took out a green notebook and showed it excitedly, causing other classmates to exclaim in envy. Amazing, Huang Xuan has actually obtained the Advanced Preparatory Warrior Certificate from the Martial Arts Association. I heard his Kai and HP have reached an astonishing 7.2 calories, and his combat power is as high as 57. He's even learned some martial arts skills. Last year, the admission score for the Martial Arts Academy was 5 HP and 40 combat power. I'm so jealous. I'm guaranteed a spot in the Martial Arts Academy. I heard he has a brother who attends the Jiangnan Martial Arts Academy. He spent nearly $1 million on tuition fees alone, and he's also taken countless tonics. By the time the martial arts exam comes around, this guy might be even stronger. This is fate. Huang Xuan, who was surrounded by stars, showed a proud look on his face. He can now be regarded as the second best student in Nancheng No. 4 Middle School, and I don't know how many people envy him. The recognized number 1 in Nancheng No. 4 Middle School is Lu Lingxiu, the school beauty from the next class. 8.7 cards of health and combat power close to 90, truly a leader. And this guy is Lu Lingxiu's loyal bootlicker. Very unfortunate. Before this, Lu Lingxiu had a nickname that was known throughout the school. The eternal runner-up. The reason is simple. Before his talent awakened in the first year of high school, the time traveler and the king of exams, Yi Chen, dominated the school's theoretical class scores, surpassing her for 2.5 years. As for Huang Xuan, his performance in theory class was so poor that he couldn't even see Yi Chen's taillights. It wasn't until the first year of high school that things turned around. The death of the top student, he became a joke among all his classmates, while the campus beauty of Lu University was far ahead. Hey, isn't this Yuzuba, he. Seeing Yi Chen and Zhang Qiang walking into the classroom, Huang Xuan couldn't suppress the pride on his face. and almost used the radio to shout about the Advanced Preparatory Martial Artist Certificate he got from the Martial Arts Certification School yesterday. Originally, the classmates thought that there would be friction between the two, but they never expected that Yi Chen didn't even look at him and rushed directly to his exclusive position in the left corner of the classroom as one of the 4 heavenly kings. Then he lay down on the table and fell asleep. Huang Xuan. This is not a good environment for writing. Okay. You're so good, kid. Do you really think you're still the academic master you used to be? Why are you pretending? Huang Xuan failed to pretend and looked depressed. Right. King Kong Zhang Qiang looked at Yi Chen, who fell asleep, and couldn't help but give a thumbs up. It's still my brotherhood. Awesome. Yi Chen now hates to split the time and is busy brushing his white silk sister. But in the eyes of other classmates, it naturally became a sign of weakness for Yi Chen, and the former academic master was now a thing of the past. Martial arts talent is king. Not long after, the English teacher, wearing a black silk cheongsam and looking middle-aged, came over holding a thermos cup and a delicate golden spoon, drinking sips of beauty tea. Before she opened her mouth to join in the morning reading and ask the students to memorize a few more words, she suddenly saw the head teacher, Eunuch Wei, who looked like a dark bao gong, striding towards her from the other end of the corridor. Your English teacher is sick today, so the English class will be changed to a martial arts class. The martial arts exam is in a month. Starting today, all academic subjects will be converted to martial arts classes. Martial arts classes account for 90% of your grade, so you must focus all your energy on martial arts training now. Huang Xuan is quite good. He received his Advanced Preparatory Warrior Certificate yesterday. You should all learn from him. All right, everyone, head to the school training grounds. Today we're going to have a practical class drill. The head teacher, Eunuch Wei, with a sullen face, announced loudly and gave the English teacher a look. The latter left reluctantly, and only then did Eunuch Wei leave. Suddenly there was a sigh in the classroom. Eunuch Wei is such a jerk. I wanted to see the English teacher's long legs, damn it. Eugene Gang Zhang Qiang couldn't help but complain, and not only him, many boys also sighed. Only Huang Xuan was so excited that he seemed like he had just received an admission letter from a martial arts academy, and he couldn't wait to take martial arts classes every day. Let's go, Chenzi, don't sleep, classmate Yi Chen. When most of the classmates had left, Zhang Qiang finally woke up Yi Chen. Have you been playing games all night these past 2 days? Why didn't you ask me to join you? Did you secretly become a king? Zhang Qiang's face was full of suspicion. But at this moment, Yi Chen showed an unprecedented excited smile on his face. Because just now, when he had only 85% of the white silk girl's power leveled, he immediately blew up the opponent. Congratulations on obtaining the intermediate talent of Fire Element. Congratulations on obtaining the first-level combat skill, Flame Fist Proficient. Congratulations on getting Kai and Health plus 0.28 calories. Do you choose to merge now? What do you mean by surprise? This is a F***G surprise. I originally thought that I had to reach 100% to get these things, but I didn't expect that they would all be dropped at only 85%. As for Kai and Blood, the gap between the two sides is too small, there is not much left to explode. My sister Yi Zairo's shadow has been drained and automatically deleted. Fusion. Yi Chen muttered to himself. In an instant, he felt a strange heat surge through his body, as if every cell in his body had become warm. Then an unprecedented, wonderful perception emerged. When he closed his eyes, he could actually see some orange spots floating in the air like tiny sparks. Medium talent in Fire Element. It can sense the fire elemental power in the air. After absorbing it, it will possess attribute power, which can produce effects that are several times greater than ordinary power or even more terrifying. Elemental warriors are those who can truly fight across levels. There may not be one elemental warrior among 100 warriors. And at this moment, a large number of memories and experiences about Basie's boxing practice flooded in. Different from the ordinary boxing techniques in the 18 body tempering styles, the Flame Fist is an entry-level martial art. Moreover, it is a martial art with attributes that match the fire element, and it is likely that it was configured for my sister by Nancheng No. 1 Middle School. The fire-attributed energy in the body can be used in a special way to hit the fist, causing several times more destructive effects. Even without using fire energy, the effect of a simple first-level flame fist far exceeds that of ordinary boxing. Now Yi Chen's attribute panel is completely new. Host Yi Chen. Cayenne blood, 7.1 calories. Reputation, unknown 42-100. Unique, shadow extraction LV1, 0-1 slots remaining, contact extraction duration 5 seconds. Cultivation talent, medium. Elemental talent, medium fire element. Speed talent, elementary. Kung Fu level 1, 18 body tempering styles minor success. Combat skill, level 1, flame fist proficient. Other to be unlocked. So, perfect. When a man has been away for 3 days, he should be looked at with new eyes. This sentence is absolutely appropriate for Yi Chen today. Target shadow Zhangqiang can be extracted. Do you want to extract? A line of tiny firefly words appeared. Extract. Sorry, Kaiangzi. Yi Chen murmured in his heart and placed his hand on Zhang Qiang's shoulder. Let's go, if we don't leave now we'll be late. Zhang Qiang hurriedly pulled Yi Chen to the training ground. Shadow extraction successful. The martial arts training ground. It is an indoor training ground. Students need to change into special martial arts uniforms before entering. This is mainly because actual combat is sometimes necessary to prevent students from getting injured by the objects they carry. In the locker room. F***K, Chenzi Yu, did you eat protein powder? How did you build up those muscles? You're almost as muscular as the male coach at the martial arts gym. Zhang Qiang widened his eyes and looked at Yi Chen's muscular body in disbelief. He has a strong and sturdy figure, but does not look bloated at all. His bulging muscles are like those of a nimble cheetah. With short black hair, strong facial lines as if chiseled by a knife, handsome sword-like eyebrows, a high nose bridge, and deep eyes with a captivating light. Zhang Qiang felt that Yi Chen in front of him was a completely different person, and even made him feel ashamed. I still exercise every day, I'm very diligent. Kaiangzi, you should also work hard. Yi Chen smiled. Just when he changed his clothes, he wiped out 100% of Zhang Qiang's shadow. No way. Now that Zhang Qiang has only a little more health left, he is no different from a small monster in front of Yi Chen. A weak cultivation talent and an entry-level body tempering skill were dropped and automatically fused. It's better than nothing, but it's better than a quick scan. Damn it, if I didn't know your background, I would really suspect that you might be a high-level reserve warrior. Zhang Qiang rubbed his Gyuan abdominal muscle and felt deeply moved. Brother Xuan is so handsome. A high-level candidate warrior looks completely different in his martial arts uniform. I'm so envious. Brother Xuan will probably be able to become a formal warrior before the martial arts exam. Then it will be easy for him to enter a 985 martial arts academy. Of course, Brother Xuan will definitely win the beauty of Lu University. Only Brother Xuan is worthy of the beauty of Lu University in this school. Yes, Brother Xuan, it's best to get the first blood before the martial arts academy. Otherwise the martial arts academy will have too many competitors, and this beauty from Lu University will be dazzled by them. What are you talking about? Brother Zhaxuan is a genius no matter where he is. At the other end of the locker room, several classmates had already come out, surrounding Huang Xuan. Each of them was saying nice things, their faces filled with worldly flattery. It's not their fault. The treatment between warriors and ordinary people is huge. Warriors don't even need to be sentenced to death for killing someone. They can offset it with their merits and receive various state welfare benefits. These ordinary classmates may just be ordinary office workers in the future, but the top students from the martial arts academy can easily enter the upper class and become true elites. The so-called elites in upper class are judged by their right to speak, circle of contacts, personal strength, etc. Ordinary people really cannot reach them in their entire lives, and they cannot catch up with them by hard work. Even if you work hard all your life, you may not be able to sit down and drink coffee with others. A cruel fact. Hey, isn't this? Huang Xuan raised his eyebrows and naturally saw Yi Chen, and the smile on his face became even wider. At the beginning, Yi Chen was favored by countless people, and even the campus beauty of Lu University seemed to have feelings for him, but now, a generation of genius has fallen. From a brilliant genius to a speck of dust in the corner. However, he, a poor student who was once ignored, suddenly rose to become the school's key training target. It's really sad how unpredictable the world is. This B*******D. Zhang Qiang spat inwardly, clenched his fists and gritted his teeth as he stood next to Yi Chen. With only a little bit of energy and blood left, he couldn't possibly be Huang Xuan's opponent, but he didn't want his brother to suffer this humiliation. But what surprised him was that before Huang Xuan could open his mouth to mock him, Yi Chen spoke first. Congratulations, Huang Xuan, congratulations on becoming a high-level reserve warrior. Yi Chen extended his hand openly with a frank look on his face. Huang Xuan. He was originally preparing to mock her in a close manner, but suddenly his mind went blank. This took him down a path that left him with nowhere to go. The other students who wanted to watch the show were also stunned, and everyone was silent awkwardly for 2 seconds. Huang Xuan laughed out loud, reached out and held Yi Chen's hand, his face filled with unprecedented pride and joy. As the saying goes, the horse gallops in the spring breeze, and seeing all the flowers in Chang'an in one day is just like this. The once arrogant Yi Zuba has to bow down to me one day. Happy. It's nothing, just a high-level reserve warrior. I will become a formal warrior before the martial arts exam. Then Yi Zuba must work hard. Always being last is not a good thing. Ha 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 ha. Huang Xuan smiled very happily and left surrounded by the crowd. This B******D. He's just pretending to be nothing. He still has a big brother at Jiangnan Martial Arts Academy to guide him. What a piece of shit, bar. Chenzi, are you okay? You've really grown up now. We are no match for this guy. Being patient is a good thing. Zhang Qiang comforted him. It's okay, we're all classmates, there's no blood feud. I'm going to rest here for a while, you go first. Yi Chen smiled faintly. Having lived 2 lives, no matter how sinister and scheming the school is, it is just children playing house and there is no deep hatred. Society is the real cruel one. Naturally, I would not have any objections to these kids. Quite the opposite. Huang Xuan is a good classmate. Ding, shadow Huang Xuan extracted successfully. Ding, please select a scene with this target attribute. Red light district bar game. Hall, toilet, school, playground, classroom. There are so many familiar places like the playground. Yi Chen chose the playground and closed his eyes to take a nap. Moment. His consciousness entered the shadow space and the world around him changed. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself on the playground of Nancheng No. 4 Middle School. In front of you. As expected of being the strongest in the class and the best student in Nancheng No. 4 Middle School, Huang Xuan's attribute panel did not disappoint Yi Chen and was quite outstanding. Shadow Huang Xuan. Attributes 7.2 card Kai and Blood. Cultivation talent, medium. Skills, first level skills, 18 tempering gymnastics proficient, second level skills, rock body tempering not yet mastered. Martial arts, first level martial arts, sky-breaking sword beginner. He actually possesses a second-level bodybuilding technique. This is a technique that can only be practiced by serious warriors. It's likely given to him by his brother from the Jiangnan Martial Arts Academy. It would cost an average person millions to scrape together enough money to buy such a technique. It is true that it is nice to take shelter under a big tree, and it is easy to be an official if you have someone in the court. Yi Chen sighed. But it doesn't matter, because after today all these things will be mine. Please select the target shadow's strength level. Let's do a 50% warm-up first. The mind moved slightly. A stiff-looking Huang Xuan appeared in front of him. 50% means that the strength has decreased a lot, but this guy still has an extra sword in his hand. The 7.2 card of Kai and Blood was half, only 3.6 level. The level of an intermediate preparatory warrior. The battle begins. Zai style flat step straight fist. Bang. Huang Xuan, who was coming towards him, was attacked by Yi Chen first and hit with a punch. It turned into fragments and dissipated on the spot. And so weak. Yi Chen was a little surprised. Ding, you defeated 50% Shadow Huang Xuan, automatically dropping. First-tier martial arts sky-breaking sword beginner, automatically fused. Suddenly, a large amount of memories and information about the sky-breaking sword flooded into Yi Chen's mind. However, most of the time there was a figure guiding Huang Xuan from the side. This guy had no heart for martial arts at all and was just barely getting started. In the dream space, Yi Chen opened his eyes again, and a gleam of brilliance flashed in his deep eyes. The mind moved slightly. An ordinary alloy sword appeared in his hand. A large amount of information about the sky-breaking sword has been integrated, and the sword is powerful in killing. It can be said that this martial art is quite good and can make up for Huang Xuan's weak combat power. This guy has 7.2 calories of health, but his combat power is only around 57. Normally it should be 70 plus, which means he is a weakling who has only taken drugs. It seems that Huang Xuan's brother really took great pains to arrange the sky-breaking sword for him to supplement his combat power. But unfortunately, all of this went to Yi Chen's benefit. Just 100%. I originally thought that I should be more careful because the HP of 7.2 card is higher than mine. After all, 1% of HP will be lost after each death, but I didn't expect this guy to be a show-off. 100% Shadow Huang Xuan appears. Huang Xuan appeared in full condition, also holding an alloy sword in his hand. The sky-breaking sword came towards him, and the murderous aura was venting everywhere, which looked very intimidating. But, hiss, bang. Yi Chen, who also held an alloy sword, responded with the same air-breaking sword, but the difference was that he possessed elementary speed talent and intermediate fire element talent. A little bit of fiery red light appeared on the blade, drawing a perfect sword mark in the air. It was clearly the same move, but Yi Chen's attack was faster and more fierce. Just a simple counterattack knocked the opponent's alloy sword away, and then he struck 3 times in a row with one sword, killing the opponent with one blow. 100% Huang Xuan covered his neck, widened his eyes and fell down in disbelief. Ding, congratulations on defeating Shadow 100% Huang Xuan. Automatically drops medium-level cultivation talents and automatically integrates them for you. Automatically drops the 18 body tempering techniques proficient, automatically fused for you. Automatically remove the rock bodybuilding technique, not yet mastered, and automatically fuse it for you. Drop HP plus 0.22, automatically absorbed. Your property panel has been updated. The host Yi Chen. Kai and Blood, 7.32 calories. Reputation, unknown 42-100. Unique, Shadow Extraction LV1, 0-1 slots remaining, Contact Extraction duration 5 seconds. Cultivation Talent, medium 97%. Elemental Talent, medium fire element. Speed Talent, elementary. Technique, level 1. 18 body tempering techniques, 92% minor success, level 2. Rock body tempering technique, not yet mastered. Combat skills, level 1 flame fist proficient, level 1 sky-breaking sword beginner. Other to be unlocked. So, locker room. Yi Chen opened his eyes, a hint of excitement flashing in his eyes. 0.22 calories of Kai and Blood is equivalent to an ordinary person practicing hard for half a month, and their strength is slightly enhanced. His cultivation talent and body tempering skills had almost reached the critical value. Does this mean I only need to absorb a few more to break through to a higher level? Superior cultivation talent. If I remember correctly, Lu De is the only beauty in the whole school, but her other features should not be as good as mine. Moreover, what is the realm after minor success, major success? What does it mean to master the 18 body tempering techniques? Many people never achieve this in their entire lives, This is pure foundational work. The second-level rock bodybuilding technique is definitely a big surprise. This thing is worth millions, and ordinary people are not qualified to buy it. Once you break through to the warrior realm, you can use it directly. The better your foundation in the body tempering style, the faster your subsequent progress in the standing meditation will be. Classmate Huang Xuan is such a kind person. Yi Chen felt extremely comfortable at the moment. Chenzi, tell me, did you secretly rank up last night? How come you're falling asleep here? Let's go, martial arts class is about to start. Suddenly I heard the fat man's voice, and the guy looked anxious. There were only 2 of them left in the locker room, as the other students had already gathered outside. Well, Yi Chen looked at the clock on the wall and saw that less than 3 minutes had passed. All right. It seems that I have overestimated Huang Xuan. He is not just a little bit weak. In the training ground, all the students have formed a circle, and the head teacher, Eunuch Wei, is holding a dummy to explain the specific functions of the 18 body tempering styles and every corresponding detail. This is the basic theory of martial arts, which makes people sleepy. Yi Chen was also not idle. The usually lonely academic master greeted other students today and even shook hands with them enthusiastically. But after saying hello, he would stop and concentrate on the class for a while, take a nap. Student Zhang Zirexio, you once asked me about the problem of free fall. Student Lin Xiaoroyu. Classmate Zhao Chen. Long time no see, classmate Wang Kexin. The martial arts exam is coming up in a month, classmate Tang Long, your muscles are well developed. Student Zheng Zhong, your socks fell off, you're welcome. This guy Chenzi, has he gone crazy due to the shock? Zhang Qiang at the back of the team looked confused. Half an hour later. After the martial arts theory class ended, Yi Chen took the opportunity to greet most of the students in the back row and brush them all. Once. Almost all of them have less than 5 cards of health. You won't get any health points by defeating these students. It's the same as high-level characters getting no experience by defeating low-level copies. But the skills and abilities are still explosive. And, ding, congratulations on upgrading your accumulated talent to superior. Ding, congratulations on upgrading your accumulated fusion of the 18 body tempering techniques to great success. The voice, like the sound of nature, finally rang in Yi Chen's mind. Countless warm currents flowed into my body, making me feel more comfortable and relaxed than ever before. Cool. All right, the 18 body tempering styles are the most basic stance training, requiring perseverance and hard work. Just as a towering building rises from the ground, do you know why Zhou Qiyu, the martial saint, achieved great success late in life, achieving the legend of the martial saint despite his ordinary appearance? That's because martial saint Zhou Saitama, starting with the 18 body tempering forms, has cultivated each stage of the stance training to perfection. Step by step, he has embarked on this journey to heaven. Eunuch Wei's words were so enlightening that many of the students present were amazed. But when people thought about the pain of practicing standing meditation, everyone put on a mask of pain on their face. This is even more difficult than practicing yoga in the previous life. Every movement and every detail must be in place, and the torture on the body is comparable to torture, which is simply unbearable for ordinary people. All right, Huang Xuan's stance training is pretty good and has reached a proficient level. Before the actual combat, let's practice the body tempering stance training 5 times. Huang Xuan, come to the front, practice with me. Eunuch Wei waved his hand, and Huang Xuan smiled so hard that his mouth almost split to the back of his ears. He followed the head teacher and began to practice the most basic 18 postures of body tempering. The many classmates behind him could only put on masks of pain and practice with him. Yi Chen's eyes lit up and he noticed Eunuch Wei. This was the first time I had a clear understanding of my head teacher's situation. Shadow Wei Guozhong. Attribute 32 card Kai and Blood. Cultivation talent, medium. Strength talent, elementary. Skills, first level skills, 18 tempering gymnastics minor success, second level, rock body tempering proficient. Combat skills, first level martial arts, punch minor success, first level martial arts, phantom step proficient. Others none. So, I didn't expect that the class teacher, Eunuch Wei, had a blood and Kai level of 32 calories. The true level of an intermediate warrior. His stance training is pretty good, and he has also mastered some punching and footwork. No wonder he is an elite teacher in the school. His strength is quite remarkable. But, Teacher Wei, soon these will all be my spicy. Yi Chen practiced the 18 body tempering techniques while sizing up his next prey. Before I knew it, the students around me fell down one after another. Zhang Qiang fell the fastest before finishing the first round, and firmly sat in the last place in the actual combat. Then came the other students with low Kai and blood values. Even Huang Xuan, who was at the front, had beads of sweat on his forehead, and his chest was heaving violently. It was obvious that practicing the tempering posture also consumed a lot of energy. Eunuch Wei, on the other hand, remained as steady as an old dog, but he was surprised when he observed his students. Yi Chen, who was the weakest in the past, is still persisting. And, etc. What's going on? Eunuch Wei frowned and looked in Yi Chen's direction. The same body tempering method, but the feeling Yi Chen gave him was completely different. Very amazing. It's like it's so relaxed and harmonious, which is strange. When tempering the body for the second time. The other students who were practicing the body tempering posture had masks of pain piling up in piles, and were even screaming. Even the students with stronger wills were groaning and trembling all over. Huang Xuan, the top seed in the class, was also shaking violently with his thighs at this moment, and it was obvious that he could no longer hold on. The fourth time. The students in the back row fell down one after another, and only Yi Chen, Huang Xuan and Eunuch Wei were still standing in the entire training ground. At this moment, Huang Xuan's face no longer showed the previous smugness, confidence and pride. Instead, his face was full of disbelief and pain. He felt that he and Yi Chen were not practicing the same stance at all. Even when his genius brother from Jiangnan Martial Arts Academy demonstrated the body tempering posture, he was definitely not as calm and composed as Yi Chen. This guy has a strange feeling, like he's practicing standing meditation without expending any physical energy, as if he has his own mind and moves at will. How is that possible? This guy's health is only a little over 1 card, there's no way he could have lasted this long. I know he must have been on drugs, so that's it. Huang Xuan fell down with hatred. Eunuch Wei was in a state of confusion at this moment, because he had practiced standing meditation for nearly 30 years before achieving some success. But at this moment, he saw a strange feeling in Yi Chen. It's just like the feeling of practicing the standing meditation when he was the dean of the Martial Arts Academy. Great success. How is that possible? Even if you start practicing from the womb, it is impossible to achieve perfection in standing meditation by the age of 18. This is a first-level body tempering posture, known as the most difficult basic standing meditation. Finally, during the 5th round of standing meditation, only Yi Chen followed Eunuch Wei and completed it. Reputation +1. Reputation +1. Reputation +2. Reputation +5. Reputation +1. Amidst the shocked expressions of the whole class as if they had seen a ghost, Yi Chen slowly finished his work, exhaled a breath, and his face was full of comfort and satisfaction. At the great level of standing meditation, the body tempering postures have become a kind of enjoyment. Improved reputation. Only then did Yi Chen notice the changes in his attribute panel. His reputation had become 72/100. In other words, the perception of you by the people around you has changed, or if more people get to know you, your reputation will improve. I wonder what special rewards I will get after my reputation reaches 100. Yi Chen couldn't help but feel a little excited. F***K, that's awesome. Chenzi, everyone, look, that's my brother Yi Chen. The old Yi Zuber, damn, my brother Yi Zuber is back. Zhang Qiang turned over like a fat maggot and stood up excitedly. His face flushed and he shouted. Oh shit. It's so embarrassing to have been the 4 heavenly kings in the corner of the classroom all these years. My brother has definitely made me proud. Amazing, Yi Chen can actually complete 5 rounds of standing meditation in one breath. Incredible, how did he do that? Could it be that he has been deliberately pretending to be a pig and eating the tiger? I heard that's what it says in novels. But his Kai and HP were only a little over 1 card before, and he ranked last in the class. Could it be that he practiced standing meditation on purpose? This thing doesn't have much practical significance. Yes, actual combat still depends on fighting skills. I even suspect this guy is on drugs. Drug use? No way, that would get you banned from taking the exam for life. Who knows, maybe his mentality collapsed. After all, he was a genius back then. The classmates were talking in low voices, looking at Yi Chen with mixed expressions of surprise, jealousy, disbelief, suspicion, envy, etc. Humph, it's just standing practice. As long as you work hard, you can master it. What's so great about it? The martial arts exam isn't about standing practice, it's still about hard power. Huang Xuan stood up with an unhappy look on his face, feeling that all his limelight had been stolen. Yi Chen didn't say anything, just smiled faintly. Huang Xuan has been bombarded with comments, but he has no interest at all. What he is really interested in is the head teacher. A true official warrior. All right, warm-ups are over. Tempering the body is fundamental, but the key to a successful martial arts exam is actually based on actual combat skills. Now we're entering the actual combat phase. Everyone, please find your actual combat opponents. Take this seriously. Eunuch Wei said in a deep voice with a stern face. Yi Chen, fight me if you dare. Huang Xuan has already rushed out first. At the same time as he spoke, Yi Chen also spoke, but he looked at the head teacher, Eunuch Wei. Teacher Wei, I want to talk to you. What? Eunuch Wei was stunned for a moment and looked at Yi Chen in confusion, but was unfortunately interrupted by Huang Xuan. The whole class fell silent, staring at Huang Xuan and Yi Chen with expressions of eagerness. They're facing off. I told you these two guys would face off sooner or later. No chance. Huang Xuan has 7 cards of Kai and blood and is already a high-level reserve warrior. He also has a brother who is in the martial arts academy. I don't believe his brother won't give him special training. Maybe this guy even has martial arts skills. But didn't you see Yi Chen just performed the body tempering posture 5 times? Huang Xuan only did it 4 times. What's that? Just because you're good at farming you can fight? Yi Chen won't agree to this. If I were him, I would definitely refuse. How can a person with 1 card of health fight against 7 cards? This is clearly meant to embarrass him. It's not Brother Xuan's fault that his Kai and blood are high. Yi Chen, we are all classmates and we can learn from each other. Don't worry, I won't hit you too hard, and I will try my best to suppress your Kai and blood. Besides, the martial arts exam is coming soon, so wouldn't it be great if I could help you hone your skills? Huang Xuan couldn't wait to say. Chenzi, that's enough. Just pretend here and don't compete with this guy, he'll be so depressed. Huang Xuan has only 7 cards of health, you can't fight him with your head. Let's do it, Chenzi. Zhang Qiang excitedly extended the invitation. The last time the class measured their Kai and blood, they were at the bottom of the list. Zhang Qiang knew Yi Chen's situation best. Yi Chen, Zhuanggong and combat power are 2 different things, you can choose freely. The head teacher, Eunuch Wei, had a rare softer expression on his face. Yi Chen, you're not brave enough, are you? Or are you on drugs? I already knew that. Apart from drugs, how could you possibly? Huang Xuan was anxious. He had finally gotten to the top, but now he was stepped down by someone who was at the bottom of the class. This would definitely become a hot news in the school tomorrow. Oh, I promise. Yi Chen sighed helplessly. Since others have already touched his face, he has to return it. Chenzi, are you crazy? Zhang Qiang looked confused. The other students who were watching the fun couldn't help but shake their heads in regret. What a shame, I was too impulsive. Yeah, how can he fight with 7 cards of Kai and blood? Even if he suppresses Kai and blood, it's just talk. I'm afraid Yi Chen will be embarrassed this time. Maybe he really is on drugs. I heard there are banned drugs that can increase Kai and blood quickly. Maybe he wants to take advantage of this opportunity to make a comeback. That's what you said, Yi Chen, but I'll try my best to restrain my strength and won't hurt you seriously. Huang Xuan's smile was almost overflowing from his face, and his fists were clenched so hard that they made a crackling sound. The venue is opened. Huang Xuan vs Yi Chen. 7 Ka's energy and blood are 7 times more than that of an ordinary person, and the fierce aura he exudes is frightening. Huang Xuan takes a cool step. There was even a shallow pit on the floor, and the figure was extremely fast. In just a breath, he rushed in front of Yi Chen. Lower your waist and stand upright, lunge and punch. I'm here, Yi Chen. Huang Xuan said this, but his fists did not slow down at all, but he did not aim at the vital points. The purpose is just to embarrass the other party. As classmates, it is more than just a fight of life and death. He wanted to let Yi Chen know what it meant for Kai and blood to be king. Hiss, Huang Xuan's movements were done in one go. So fast. This is the strength of a high-level reserve warrior. It's over, I'm afraid Yi Chen is seriously injured. Some soft-hearted students even covered their eyes. The head teacher, Eunuch Wei, had already walked behind Yi Chen, ready to catch him from being blown away. Zhang Qiang in the crowd had turned red as a pig's liver, and was extremely anxious. But all this seemed so slow in Yi Chen's eyes. Awake. Yi Chen couldn't help but evaluate Huang Xuan in his heart. If the shadow Huang Xuan's 100% strength in the dream world is 100 points, then the current Huang Xuan can only be given 60 points at most. He didn't use a sword, his moves were flashy, and while making the moves he was paying more attention to the expressions of his classmates instead of focusing on himself. Could it be that this guy has already imagined the scene of himself being blown away, and being shocked by the cheers of the whole audience? Yi Chen sighed helplessly and simply raised his foot to kick. Bang! Before his fist landed on Yi Chen, Huang Xuan was even faster than before. He flew backwards like a sandbag and slid for more than 10 meters on the training ground before stopping. He stared at Yi Chen with wide eyes and a horrified expression, vomited bile and fainted on the spot. Quiet. Quiet. It was so quiet that you could hear a pin drop. Only the students present were left, as if they had been petrified collectively. They were all stunned, staring at Yi Chen with their mouths open. Even the head teacher who was waiting to pick up Yi Chen was dumbfounded. Everyone felt their minds went blank. Reputation +1. Reputation +2. Reputation +2. Reputation plus. Ding, your reputation has achieved a breakthrough and is currently at rookie, 191000. Ding, congratulations on reaching Shadow Extraction Level 2. Available slots 02. Extraction requires 1 second of contact time. No need to sleep, just doze to enter the dream state. A voice like the sound of nature rang in Yi Chen's mind. He discovered that there was an extra shadow column on his panel. Perfect. So that's how it is. The continuous improvement of your reputation can improve the ability of your golden finger. Now you can have 2 slots at the same time, which means that if one shadow is not finished, you can extract another shadow. And there is no need to sleep anymore, and the extraction time is shortened from 5 seconds to just 1 second. Absolutely an epic enhancement. The training ground at this time. Yi Chen stood out from the crowd and slowly retracted his raised leg. In the distance, Huang Xuan, the strongest member of Class 2, had fainted and vomited bile all over the floor. Hiss F***ku, Chenzi, what the hell have you been doing lately? It's too intense, absolutely too intense, godlike. Zhang Qiang, who reacted quickly, danced with joy as if he had won the grand prize. And those petrified classmates also came back to life one after another. The look he gave Yi Chen was filled with unprecedented shock and horror. Is this true? I'm not dreaming, am I? Someone pinch me, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Huang Xuan, a high-level reserve warrior with 7 HP, was instantly defeated by Yi Chen, who was at the bottom of the list with 1 HP. This world is unreasonable. It's incredible, it feels like a dream. Too strong, he was defeated in 1 second with just 1 move. Oh my god, kicking someone over 10 meters away, that's definitely more than just 1 card of Kai and blood, right? But Yi Chen doesn't have an inferior cultivation talent, what's going on? Welcome back, Yi Chen. The whole scene was extremely lively, and all the students were excited. Eunuch Wei just woke up from his dream, and the look he gave Yi Chen was one of surprise and joy. He is not like these students. As a formal warrior, he can see at a glance that Yi Chen's energy and blood have definitely increased dramatically. But there is more worry. Could it be that he really used banned drugs? Yi Chen, come with me to the office. The martial arts committee member will come out for a moment. You will be in charge of the team. Also, have 2 other students take Huang Xuan to the school infirmary. Eunuch Wei hurriedly said something, took Yi Chen's hand and left quickly. Ding, Shadow Wei Guozhong can be retrieved. Ding, extraction successful, Shadow Wei Guozhong level 3 warrior. Class teacher's office. Yi Chen, your previous theoretical course results were indeed very good, but taking drugs just to force your way into the martial arts academy is absolutely not advisable. Not only will it damage your body, but if you're caught, you'll be banned from taking the exam for life. The head teacher, Eunuch Wei, was worried and spoke seriously. With inferior cultivation talent and 1 card of Kai and blood, even if you practice non-stop for 24 hours, it is absolutely impossible to increase it to 7 cards in such a short time. Drug use was definitely the most likely possibility. As for the other possibility, was it enlightenment from a master? Yi Chen's family didn't have that kind of background. Yi Chen. Teacher, I'm not taking drugs. Yi Chen had no choice but to explain. Why aren't you telling me the truth? If you've been taking drugs, I'll cancel your qualification for this year's martial arts exam. You should try your best to recuperate. If that doesn't work, you can repeat the year and take the exam again. Everyone has been young, and I understand the thoughts of you young people. But this method of forcing things to happen is totally unacceptable, classmate Yi Chen. Eunuch Wei said solemnly, looking at Yi Chen with regret. A similar situation occurred in his class. The former genius, unable to bear his inferior talent, chose to take drugs and achieved good results in the martial arts exam. However, after being discovered, he had already died in the exam room due to the backlash effect. It was a tragedy in the end. I haven't, teacher. The martial arts exam is indeed a necessary step for everyone, but I still have my parents and family. I won't take drugs just to compete for a short period of time. That would be irresponsible to my family and myself. Yi Chen's words moved the head teacher, Eunuch Wei, slightly. It was indeed quite rare for a student to have such awareness. Then hold out your hand. I have a blood draw needle here. This is a standard needle card, issued by the Martial Arts Association. It can not only directly measure your Kai and blood values, but it can also detect whether you're taking drugs. If the latter is the case, I hope you'll go to the martial arts hospital for treatment as soon as possible and strive for a speedy recovery. Eunuch Wei said no more, and directly took out a sealed box from the drawer, and took out a 10-centimeter-long alloy steel needle. Yi Chen cooperated by extending his hand, and the steel needle slowly penetrated his wrist artery, but no blood flowed out. Instead, the transparent, fine glass tube inside the needle gradually rose. Finally, it stopped at 7.21 calories. However, the blood drug band area remained light green. Eunuch Wei was stunned when he saw this scene. Reputation +7. It's actually true. How could this be? It's impossible. You had inferior talent in your freshman year of high school. Even if you had been taking Kai and blood pills, it wouldn't have been possible to improve to such a high level. And you didn't take any drugs. Could it be that you... An astonishing thought flashed through Eunuch Wei's mind, causing his heart to beat wildly with excitement. Second awakening. This very rare situation has existed in the experiences of warriors in previous countries. Some warriors' talents are mediocre when they first awaken, but under certain special circumstances, they will get the opportunity to awaken a second time and become geniuses. If he remembered correctly, the last mock martial arts exam was a month ago, and Yi Chen's performance at that time was very average. But now, his Kai and health increased by 6.22 calories in 1 month. He couldn't find a more reasonable explanation, except for the second awakening. And maybe Yi Chen had his second awakening very early, but he just kept a low profile. Have you awakened for the second time? Eunuch Wei blurted out, in shock and confusion. Second awakening, I'm not sure, but I feel like my training has become easier recently. And my understanding of the body tempering style has also improved rapidly. Can a warrior achieve a second awakening? Yi Chen cooperated very well in the performance. In fact, my situation is not much different from the second awakening. This blood test isn't very accurate, but your Qi and blood levels are definitely over 7. I suggest you go get tested at a martial arts gym, certified by the association. They'll not only test your Qi and blood levels, but also your combat prowess. I'll apply for a spot as a key student for you at the school. There's still a month until the martial arts exam. If you have any questions about cultivation, you can always ask me. I'll leave you my phone number. The head teacher rambled on and on about a bunch of things, and left his phone number to Yi Chen with many instructions. He was already extremely certain that Yi Chen had awakened for the second time, which was definitely a very rare thing. He had to tell the principal so that Yi Chen could obtain more resources for the martial arts exam. After school, Yi Chen suddenly became the focus of the entire class and even half of the school. The fact that Wang Xuan, the top student in Class 2, was defeated in seconds naturally became a hot topic. However, due to the attitude of looking down on each other among martial artists, most of the classmates did not approve of Yi Chen's performance this time, and most of them thought that he was taking drugs. Who could believe that the team that used to be last in the rankings suddenly exploded and took first place in seconds? However, some classmates took the initiative to greet Yi Chen, including some classmates who usually treated him as an unknown person. It is true that even the rich have distant relatives in the mountains. When you become stronger, all the friends around you will become good people. That's probably what it means. Yi Chen didn't mind and responded calmly and friendly. After all, we are classmates and they are not bad enough to kill ourselves. School is still the last clean sanctuary before entering the society. You kid, awesome. Zhang Qiang walked up and punched Yi Chen hard, but the pain made him cry out in pain. You have no idea, you look so cool today. I bet Wang Xuan was so p***d he was about to bite his teeth off when he woke up. With that kick, this and that, Wang Xuan flew out with a bang. Awesome. Zhang Qiang gestured excitedly, as if he was the one who created the famous scene this time, and felt quite proud of it. But he changed the subject, and looked at Yi Chen with concern again. Honestly, Chenzi, are you on drugs? I asked my stepmother for money to get you to the martial arts hospital for treatment. What drugs are you taking? Yi Chen was so amused by his words that he patted Zhang Qiang on the shoulder and said with a smile, I didn't take drugs, it was pure practice. Zhang Qiang was stunned when he heard this, but then he became excited and jumped around like a monkey. I told you, Chenzi, I've known for a long time that you're a talent. I believe in you. I totally believe in you, my brother Chenzi is awesome. Zhang Qiang was extremely excited, but seemed to have thought of something and suddenly looked a little depressed. Just as the two of them pushed their bicycles out of the school gate, the students nearby dispersed as if to make way. Directly ahead, a beautiful girl in a red school uniform skirt, long black straight waist-length hair, and a training sword hanging from her waist stood in front, staring straight at Yi Chen with her beautiful eyes, blocking his way. It's the school beauty Lu Lengxiu, the #1 student in Nancheng #4 middle school. It's Lu Lengxiu. So beautiful. I heard that her Qi and blood are already over 8 cards, and she is the only top-level cultivation talent in our school. Not only that, Lu Lingxiu has also practiced combat skills. She has a 100% chance of entering the warrior realm in the martial arts exam and can enter the top martial arts academy. Yi Chen is in trouble. He suppressed Lu Lingxiu for 3 whole years. Before, the gap in strength between the two was too big, so Lu Lingxiu didn't bother him. But now it's probably different. Taking drugs is nothing compared to a skill. Yi Chen is completely useless. Many students were ready to watch the fun. Zhang Qiang couldn't help but clenched his fist and blocked Yi Chen. None of your business, I'll go find him. Lu Lingxiu glanced at Zhang Qiang, and a hint of sharpness flashed across her cold eyes. Zhang Qiang took a step back with a pale face. It's okay, just say whatever you want to say. Yi Chen patted Zhang Qiang's shoulder gently and looked at Lu Lingxiu calmly. You defeated Huang Xuan. Well, don't you already know that? On drugs, eh? No. Okay, I believe you. Yi Chen, who helped me get that disgusting title, wouldn't be so spineless, it seems. You may have awakened for the second time, congratulations. A hint of softness appeared on Lu Lingxiu's face. Thanks. Yi Chen said calmly. He had even prepared himself for a fierce battle with the sword-wielding girl in front of him, but it seemed that she was not here to cause trouble. There's still a month until the martial arts exam, and I need a decent sparring partner. If you agree, I'll give you 1,000 yuan an hour. You can practice with me for an hour every day after school. Lu Lingxiu stared at Yi Chen with her beautiful eyes and said stiffly, $1,000 an hour. Yi Chen showed a strange expression. Damn it, Chenzi, this isn't an easy job. Even though Lu University's campus beauty is beautiful, it's easy to get hurt as a sparring partner. Besides, Lu Lingxiu's health is already over 8 calories. Zhang Qiang quickly reminded. Don't be fooled by Lu Lingxiu's pretty appearance, she is also very strong. Add to that the new and old grudges, and it's possible that she deliberately tortured her good friend in the past. Yi Chen stroked his chin and finally spoke slowly. 1,000 isn't even enough for the medical expenses. We had a grudge before, and I'm afraid you'll take revenge. I can't. If I said I'd spar with you, then I'll spar with you. I can control my strength. Lu Lingxiu was panting, her chest heaving. Yi Chen, I don't believe it. Lu Lingxiu. Yi Chen, you have to pay more. Lu Lingxiu, Japanese symbol, Japanese symbol. Zhang Qiang. Okay, 2,000 an hour, do you agree? Okay, classmate Lu Lingxiu, based on the unity and friendship between classmates, I accept your invitation. Yi Chen extended his hand generously, showing a harmless smile. Lu Lingxiu hesitated for a second, and finally gritted her teeth and stretched out her fair and slender hand, gently grasped it and quickly released it. It's a pleasure to work with you. Yi Chen smiled particularly brightly. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'll start sparring the day after tomorrow after school. 1 hour a day, 2,000, don't be late. Lu Lingxiu glared at Yi Chen and turned away. The campus beauty of Lu University is a good person. Yi Chen was filled with emotion. Ding, shadow Lu Lingxiu extracted successfully. The system's voice sounded in my mind. There is no reason not to have the skills and attributes that come to you. It's over, Chenzi. Lust is like a sword hanging over your head. I heard that Lu Lingxiu has already been to the ferocious beast dungeon. She is completely different from Huang Xuan, a fake high-level reserve warrior. 2,000 yuan an hour and you sold your brother out. But then again, Chenzi, are the hands of the campus beauty of Lu University tender. Zhang Qiang had an expression of envy and worry on his face, with tears streaming down the corners of his mouth. How about going together? Forget it, I'm not worthy of it. Be careful, kid, don't get sent to the hospital. Zhang Qiang waved his hands repeatedly, worried about his good brother's future. The tube-shaped building. YCHEN Chinese letter, YCHEN Chinese letter, Chinese letter. As soon as you come back, enter the Shadow Dream directly and start the monster-killing business. He is worthy of being the strongest person in this school. Lu Lingxiu's attribute panel is absolutely outstanding. Shadow Lu Lingxiu. Attributes 9.5 card Kai and Blood. Cultivation talent, superior. Sword skill talent, medium. Elemental talent, water element, medium. Skill, first level skill, 18 body tempering techniques, proficient. Combat skills, first level skills, mist blade minor success, first level skills, phantom step, proficient. A top-tier cultivation talent, but also a talent for swordsmanship and water elemental talent. He even practiced combat skills and reached a minor level of success. She is worthy of being the #1 student in Nancheng #4 middle school, and it seems that the campus beauty of Lu University has not wasted these years, and has put all her hard work into her combat skills. After all, Kai and Blood are just a threshold in the martial arts exam, and the key to the results depends on the actual combat performance. But, now that we have entered the shadow space, tilde. These talents will all be mine. Yi Chen was very excited. The dream begins. Please select Shadow Lu Lingxiu's status percentage. Please choose scenes familiar to Shadow Lu Lingxiu. Red Leaf Martial Arts Hall, the villa, the training grounds of Nancheng No. 4 Middle School, the classroom, the Nancheng Snack Street. Choose 50%, the scene is Red Leaf Martial Arts Hall. Yi Chen muttered to himself. Suddenly the scene in front of him changed. He was no longer in the bedroom, but in the famous Hongai Martial Arts Hall nearby. This martial arts gym is not far from Yi Chen's community, but Yi Chen has never been in there because it is a membership-based gym, and the fees are not low, which he could not afford before. The two appeared in the martial arts hall. The Lu Lingxiu in front of him was wearing long straight black hair, a sword hanging from her waist, a red short skirt, and had a cold expression. 9.5 calories of health. If it is 50%, the health is less than 4.8, which should be a complete crushing victory. Yi Chen directly picked an alloy sword from the weapon rack. The sky-breaking sword that burst out from Huang Xuan can be put to good use. Using fists and palms alone to deal with swords and knives, that would be a bit of a disadvantage. Neither side had any intention of being polite. Lu Lingxiu's shadow combat awareness was obviously much stronger than Huang Xuan's. She with long black hair drew her sword. At the moment when their weapons touched, Lu Lingxiu tapped her feet lightly, and her figure actually left a shadow. What was strange was that the sword disappeared from Yi Chen's sight. When the sound of golden bells colliding rang out, Yi Chen stepped back, with the sleeve of his right arm being cut, but Lu Lingxiu's shadow was still intact. How exaggerated! She just used the first-level body movement technique, phantom step, in a split second. And the effect of this missed blade is simply a bug. Is it because of her water elemental talent that she can use it? Yi Chen was very surprised. The strength of Lu Lingxiu's shadow definitely exceeded expectations. Even at only 50%, it was ridiculously strong. In other words, the opponent's missed blade plus phantom step is definitely the best combination with the water element talent. But it was just surprise. If I can't even deal with 50% of Lu Lingxiu, then there's really no point in trying to survive. Shadow Lu Lingxiu attacked again, and Yi Chen took the lead to meet it. A few minutes later, 50% Shadow Lu Lingxiu's chest was pierced by the alloy sword, and Yi Chen had several more wounds on his body. Ding, you defeated 50% Shadow Lu Lingxiu, random drops are coming. Ding, first level body skill, phantom step proficient dropped. Ding, HP dropped plus 0.5. Automatically merge and absorb for you. A voice like the sound of nature rang out. Suddenly, an extremely familiar feeling emerged, and a large amount of memory and energy poured into his body, quickly transforming and strengthening Yi Chen's limbs and bones. And many more memories about Lu Lingxiu's practice of the mysterious steps automatically appeared in his mind. No matter whether it was freezing cold or scorching hot, no matter whether she was in the martial arts gym or on the training ground, Lu Lingxiu gritted her teeth and persisted in training her body skills. Her legs were sore and painful that she almost collapsed to the ground, but she still persisted. Very good. Your little bit of effort has finally become the bricks and tiles of my building. Yi Chen was very excited. There was an additional item on his attribute panel. First level body movement, mysterious steps proficient. Continue to stay up late and work hard. It's late at night. In the shadow world, two figures were engaged in a fierce battle, and the only sound was the incessant clashing of weapons. Yi Chen's body was covered with wounds, and the shadow Lu Lingxiu looked even worse, with several ribs on her chest broken. However, as a shadow monster, she felt no pain or negative emotions at all, and performed at almost 100% of her level. And now Yi Chen was actually walking with the phantom step, and with the help of his elementary speed talent, he was even faster than Lu Lingxiu. Finally, after enduring the excruciating pain of shadow Lu Lingxiu's seppuku, Yi Chen decisively gave up his entry-level sky-breaking sword, and finally took down Lu Lingxiu with a flaming fist. Covered in wounds and blood, he lay on the ground gasping for breath, but an unprecedentedly excited smile appeared on his face. Luckily, this is a dream world, otherwise, in reality, this kind of fighting would almost certainly result in both sides suffering losses. Ding, you defeated 100% Shadow Lu Lingxiu, dropping HP plus 0.3. Ding, Water Element Talent Medium, Sword Skill Talent Medium dropped. Ding, First Level Combat Skill, Mist Blade Minor Skill dropped. Ding, Superior Cultivation Talent dropped. Automatically absorbed and integrated for you. Finally, I heard this heavenly sound. This time, Yi Chen even died twice, and the pain was so severe that his energy and blood only increased slightly. Host Yi Chen. Kai and blood, 8.42 calories. Reputation, newcomer, 261000. Unique, shadow extraction LV2, 1-2 slots remaining, current, Wei Guozhong/1. Cultivation talent, top 46%. Elemental talent, fire element medium, water element medium. Speed talent, elementary. Martial arts talent, medium swordsmanship talent. Kung Fu level 1, 18 body tempering techniques, 9% mastery. Combat skills, level 1, Mist Blade minor level 1, Flame Fist proficient level 1, Skybreaking Sword beginner level 1, Phantom Step proficient. So, an absolutely gorgeous panel. After integrating Lu Lingxiu's cultivation talent, the progress bar was directly pulled to 46%. According to this situation, if I absorb 2 more superior talents, I should be able to reach a higher talent level. The most difficult ones to obtain are the water element talent, swordsmanship talent, and minor swordsmanship. After defeating 100% Lu Lingxiu, all of them exploded in one breath. The medium water element talent, like the fire element talent, allows the owner to sense the water energy in the world, so that he can practice water-tributed combat skills, etc. The talent for swordsmanship will make your swordsmanship practice more efficient. This mist knife requires the water element talent to use, otherwise it will be impossible to defend against. The mist blade of the minor success level, when absorbing this thing, Yi Chen saw Lu Lingxiu's unknown hardworking and desperate side. I don't know how many times I swung the sword to achieve what I have today. Now, all fell into Yi Chen's hands. The system. Fusion. A large amount of information and experience poured into Yi Chen's mind and body, allowing him to directly absorb every bit of Lu Lingxiu's past, hard training memories and effects. Open your eyes. There was a gleam of brilliance in Yi Chen's eyes. The tabby cat Zyro Huang, who was not far away, meowed and walked into his arms with obedient steps, rubbing its smooth little head against his. The clock on the wall showed that it was already past 8 o'clock in the evening. 8.42 calories of Kai and blood make people feel more powerful than ever before. At this moment, Yi Chen really wanted to find a knife to try out the effect of the mist knife. However, when he saw his broken sandbag, he finally held back. Zyro Huang, I don't have time to accompany you now, go play. After sending the tabby cat away, Yi Chen sat cross-legged on the bed, with his 5 hearts facing the sky and pretending to sleep, and entered the shadow world to kill monsters. Please set the shadow Wei Guozhong status. Please select shadow Wei Guozhong attribute scene. 10% status scene, choose the number 4 middle school playground. Yi Chen pondered in his heart. Eunuch Wei is too powerful, he is a 3rd level official warrior, so let's test the waters first. 10% of the class teachers have Kai and blood at 3.2 calories. Kai and blood do not represent combat effectiveness, but they definitely affect the strength attributes of the shadow. The 2 men fought. Today, Yi Chen has upgraded his skills. The mist blade of the minor accomplishment realm, the mysterious steps of the proficient realm, the flame fist of the proficient realm, combined with the elementary speed talent. The battle was over in less than 10 seconds. Ding, dropped HP plus 0.5 cards, automatically absorbed and fused for you. As expected of a small boss level with 30 cards of HP, even a 1% attribute drop is quite considerable. Increase the difficulty, adjust it to 20%. Yi Chen muttered to himself. Suddenly a brand new shadow class teacher appeared, but now his aura was obviously much stronger. But Yi Chen is definitely different now. The time flows bit by bit. The next morning, in the shadow space, Yi Chen and Eunuch Wei were fighting to the point of ecstasy. As expected, it's a monster with 32 HP. Even if he fought until dawn, Yi Chen's strategy level was only 57%. But the head teacher gave him a big surprise. Drop 18 body tempering styles minor success. Drop strength talent elementary. Drop first level Kung Fu Phantom Step proficient. Automatically integrated Phantom Step breakthrough to minor accomplishment. Losing health. Automatically merge for you. With the fusion of these drop abilities, Yi Chen, who was sitting cross-legged, showed a look of pain on his face. He felt as if something was drilling into his bone marrow. The blood and energy values on the panel slowly increased. A large amount of black dirt emerged from the pores of the skin, with a fishy smell. The Kai and blood attributes on the panel directly broke through the 10-card mark. Unlike previous breakthroughs, after entering the warrior realm, a vortex of energy suddenly condensed in his danshan. This is the symbol of a warrior, meaning that he no longer relies solely on Kai and blood pills to improve his Kai and blood, but can absorb the Yuanli in the air to use attribute martial arts. Yi Chen was surprised to find that there were 3 cyclones in his danshan. One is light blue, one is light red, and the last one is white. Blue and red represent medium talent in water element and medium talent in fire element, respectively, which means that he can absorb these 2 kinds of elemental power of heaven and earth. White is naturally the most common elemental energy and has no attribute effects. No wonder attribute warriors can fight across levels. In fact, the gap between the 2 sides becomes truly obvious the moment they become warriors. If it were according to my situation, then in the future, wouldn't it be possible to gather all the attribute elemental forces? As Huaxia, isn't he the first martial arts god in the history of martial artists to achieve a grand slam in all disciplines? Smells so good. Is this the effect of the energy cleansing the tendons and marrow? No wonder they say the higher the realm, the longer the lifespan. Ordinary people simply don't have the opportunity to temper their bodies with this energy. Yi Chen looked at the black stains on his skin. Having experienced it last time, he easily packed up the sheets and dirty clothes and threw them into the washing machine. Then go to the bathroom to wash up. A few minutes later, Yi Chen looked at himself in the mirror and couldn't help but feel a little emotional. If I had been as good-looking as I am now in my previous life, I would have become a star long ago. Fair skin, the effect of cold white skin, short black hair that is as shiny and lustrous as black jade, eyes that are dark and deep, matched with a high nose bridge and a face with perfect lines. And that cheetah-like muscular body. Become handsome again. No wonder those powerful women are said to be all good-looking. Martial arts practice not only gives powerful strength, but also subtly improves appearance, which makes people crazy. Now his attribute panel is also gorgeous. Host Yi Chen. Kai and blood 10.21 calories. Reputation, newcomer 261000. Unique shadow extraction LV2, 2 slots remaining, current, Wei Guozhong 57%/1. Cultivation talent, top 46%. Elemental talent, medium fire element, medium water element talent. Speed talent, elementary. Strength talent, elementary. Martial arts talent, medium swordsmanship talent. Kung Fu level 1, 18 body tempering techniques, 25% mastery. Combat skills, level 1 mist blade minor, level 1 phantom step minor, level 1 flame fist proficient, level 1 skybreaking sword beginner. So, this panel alone is pure genius. There is no one who can fight in the entire South City. Break through the warrior realm and you'll enjoy monthly government subsidies and benefits, with discounts starting at 50% on housing, medical care and education. It's already the end of the month, so I'll go get certified first. Yi Chen made up his mind, changed into clean clothes and went out. My father at home is already very busy, and my younger sister Yi Xiaoru is still the hope of the whole family, and she has a large amount of living expenses every month. Now that I have broken through to the level of a warrior, it is natural for me to shoulder the burden of the family for my father. Warrior certification is usually done at the Martial Arts Association, but it takes more than an hour to drive to the Municipal Martial Arts Association. However, just 2 streets away there is a martial arts school that is quite famous far and wide, the Hongai Martial Arts School. It is a state-certified martial arts school and also has the right to certify martial artists. If you want to reach a higher level, you need to go to the Martial Arts Association and cannot be certified in a martial arts gym. 10 minutes later, Yi Chen arrived at the entrance of Hongai Martial Arts School with ease, where a notice about the summer apprentice training class was posted. Don't lose at the starting line. Red Leaf Martial Arts School is now actively recruiting students for the summer. A level 6 martial artist leads the team, having won multiple championships and runner-ups in Nanchang City martial arts competitions. With only 18,888 yuan in basic tuition, your child can make rapid progress this summer. Limited spots available, only 300 students accepted, first come, first served. Registration hotline, 131,891,889. As expected, being a warrior is the most profitable profession. A martial arts school like this can easily make millions during the winter and summer vacations, and there is almost no cost. All of it is labor cost, so the profit is quite high. Compared to the ordinary jobs of my dad and mom, which only earn tens of thousands of yuan a year, it is really a world of difference. Today is the weekend, and after the martial arts exam it is summer vacation. There are many parents coming here to ask questions, and not far away there are many young apprentices training. Apprentices in a martial arts school are naturally not as good as disciples. They will only be taught some basic stances and techniques, and will not learn some core skills. It is quite superficial. To put it simply, it is a cram school outside of school. The Hongai Martial Arts School is well known in Nanchang, because its owner has won the first and second place in the Nanchang Martial Arts competition several times. In addition, there are indeed many apprentices who practice here and combine it with the Kai and blood pills they sell, and the other improvement effects are good, so they have a very good reputation in Nanchang. The entire martial arts hall covers a large area. The interior is decorated to the standards of the City Martial Arts Association. It is clean and tidy. Most of the equipment and martial arts tools are equipped, and it is divided into 2 floors. The first floor is divided into a training ground, a medicine and equipment sales area, and a testing area. The second floor is the VIP private training area, which requires more money. Hello, where can I get my Kai and blood tested and my combat power assessed? How much does it cost? Yi Chen walked to the front desk and asked. The girl at the front desk had long fiery red hair and didn't look very old. She was explaining the summer training class to an older lady. Okay, Aunt Wang, I've already registered for you. You can bring your child here during the summer vacation. The girl smiled and saw the old lady off. A blood and energy test and a combat capability assessment. Is this your first time at our martial arts gym? The girl looked at Yi Chen, a hint of surprise flashing in her beautiful eyes. The other person was about the same age as him, and should also be a student from South City, but his temperament was completely different from those of his classmates. There is a feeling of being majestic and deep, and the atmosphere is very restrained. Yi Chen nodded slightly and followed the girl. The first time is completely free, and each subsequent time is only 100 yuan. The test room is right in front, and you won't be responsible for any damage inside. You can use it to your heart's content. The instrument will provide instructions for the specific operating steps. If you have any questions, you can ring the bell and talk to me at any time. The girl led Yi Chen to one of the rooms in the testing area on the first floor. 7. Okay, thank you. Yi Chen walked into the testing room, which was built according to the standards of the Martial Arts Association. Warrior tests include Kai, blood and combat power values. As the martial arts exam approaches, many students come to take the test. After all, the expensive blood and Kai analyzers and combat power testers are not affordable for ordinary families. There are instructions on the wall. After facial recognition and filling in personal identity information, this information will be sent to the Martial Arts Association confidentially and will not be disclosed to the outside world. Yi Chen walked directly to the Kai and blood analyzer. Just place your finger in front of the instrument and a disposable blood collection needle will appear. After collecting the warrior's blood, it will be analyzed and the results will be available in just 30 seconds. There was a slight tingling sensation in the finger, and a drop of blood was sucked up by the blood collection needle. It is said that when one reaches a certain level of cultivation, one can even refine blood into mercury and drop blood like pearls. 30 seconds later, beep beep, the instrument made a sound, and the display clearly showed Yi Chen's current Qi and blood values. Eye-catching red. 10.21 cards. Sure enough, Brother Tongzi's health readings are quite accurate, but his combat power needs to be tested. Yi Chen understood and went straight to the combat power detector. His combat power test is more direct. It is a standard puppet of the Martial Arts Association. No one knows what material this thing is made of. It is neither stone nor iron, and there are various complex structures inside. However, it is extremely tough and will automatically calculate its combat power based on the damage it suffers. Based on the experience gained over the years, the combat effectiveness tested by the association in this way is quite reliable. White warriors, that is, ordinary reserve warriors without attributes, usually have a ratio of HP to combat power of 1:10. One card of Qi and health can produce about 10 combat power. The normal person's Qi and blood are 1 calorie. If someone has a combat power of only 5, he is commonly known as a weakling. Huang Xuan's Qi and blood combat power value, which is accumulated by medicine jars, is relatively low. He has more than 7 cards of Qi and blood, but a combat power of 57, which is a very weak type. Yi Chen took a deep breath and clenched his fist. The simplest straight punchy. The numbers on the screen behind the puppet are jumping like crazy. Combat power 112. Yes, it's within the normal range of Qi and blood. The increase is due to the minor success level of the 18 body tempering techniques, but this is only a body tempering technique after all, not a combat technique. Let's try the flame fist. With a slight movement of his mind, a trace of energy surged out of the red cyclone in his dantian. Yi Chen felt his fist become hot and contained amazing explosive power. Boom! There was a dull thud, but luckily the sound insulation in this testing room was very good and no one outside could hear it at all. The puppet shook violently, and the chest that was hit cracked and collapsed slightly, revealing traces of burns. Combat power 182. Wow, it's almost doubled. This is just the early stages of the attribute warriors. The more you progress, the more amazing the attribute bonuses will be. No wonder ordinary warriors are no match for attribute warriors. Yi Chen was shocked. Test again. Superimpose the effect of the primary strength talent obtained from Eunuch Wei. Boom. Combat power 219. Comparable to the level of a second-level ordinary regular warrior. The effect of primary talent is increased by about 20%, which is really good. Strength talent can directly increase combat power. As for the mysterious steps, this technique can actually enhance combat power, but it cannot be directly tested now. But this is not my strongest state right now. Yi Chen directly took an ordinary alloy knife from the testing room. The moment I held the knife, a sense of familiarity came over me. He has a medium talent for swordsmanship, and is born with a very keen sense of all kinds of knives. The cyclone of water tributed energy in the body rotated rapidly, and traces of light blue energy flowed into his limbs and bones. Minor accomplishment realm, missed blade. Minor success realm, mysterious steps. Elementary speed talent. Cut. The shadow of the sword, invisible to the naked eye, enveloped the puppet, and only the sound of metal clashing could be heard, making one's teeth ache. The numbers on the screen skyrocketed. Combat power 333. Snap. Shocking cuts appeared on the puppet's body, and its 2 arms fell to the ground, looking quite miserable. This is just a puppet used for testing ordinary formal warriors. Normally, its combat power value is in the range of 100-200. 333 has not collapsed yet, which can only mean that the quality of the Martial Arts Association is very good. However, the Hongai Martial Arts School is likely to suffer heavy losses. The knife shadow dissipated like mist, and Yi Chen appeared. The alloy knife in his hand had already been bent. Seeing the combat power value, he was even more impressed. Zahi. I accidentally destroyed someone's battle doll. This sword technique is indeed at the minor success level. Paired with water-tributed energy, it's like adding wings to a tiger, enough to unleash over 3 times the Kai and blood combat power. If I can improve this sword technique to the great success level, or even the perfect level including other martial arts, the added bonus to my combat power will surely be even more astonishing. Ordinary warriors would not have such thoughts. Because if any fighter wants to improve his combat skills to the great perfection level, some may not be able to do it even after spending most of their life. But these are not problems for Yi Chen. He only needs to continuously project, integrate and upgrade, and even the most basic section OF Chinese letter can be cultivated to perfection, naturally including various skills and combat techniques. In the future, I can even surpass the martial saint Zhou Qiu, and any martial saint, or even the martial god, to truly master all disciplines and reach the state of perfection in all disciplines. Everything is just a matter of time. Dear Martial Arts Association member 2,801,278, we have detected that you have passed the National Official Warrior certification. Your talent potential rating is B. The Panwu Super Brain will save the relevant data for you. Do you want to register as a National Official Warrior? A prompt suddenly appeared on the instrument. All test rooms are linked to the Martial Arts Association's Super Brain Martial Arts database, have extremely high firewall confidentiality, and will upload information as soon as possible. There's actually a potential rating, triple the HP to get a B rating. Are there so many geniuses in this world? Yi Chen was surprised. But it soon became clear. Yi Chen's elemental talent is only average now, and he has such combat power because of the bonus of many talents. The world is so big that average talent really doesn't count for much. But this is probably the only one that can grow. Register. Yi Chen chose to register, and soon the instrument performed facial recognition, pupil lock, and even genetic blood lock on him. The certification of the Martial Arts Association is very cumbersome, but it can guarantee absolute authenticity. At the same time, the data will be sealed and will not be leaked to the outside world, and there will be no situation where other people collect subsidies on behalf of others. Congratulations, ID 2801278, Huaxia citizen Yi Chen, has become a nationally registered warrior. Potential B-related benefits will be automatically distributed to you. Congratulations on receiving a 50% discount on real estate, medical care, and children's education, an interest-free loan of 1 million yuan, a monthly national allowance of 5,000 yuan, a two-way housing provident fund of 5,000 yuan, and medical insurance of 5,000 yuan. These benefits have been linked to your personal identity and distributed to your warrior account. Official warriors will receive a set of novice combat equipment worth 100,000 yuan from the state, as well as a supply pack worth 30,000 yuan, including 1 Kai and blood pill, 1 healing pill, and 10 soldier food pills. Great Xia warriors, the gods forbid this. I wish you good luck in martial arts. No wonder everyone wants to become a warrior, the treatment is too good. A formal warrior can get benefits equivalent to 15,000 yuan a month, and they can get it just by doing nothing. Ordinary people can't get it even if they work their butts off. Please select the type of soldier you prefer. Choosing a weapon, let's go with a sword, a Tang Dynasty horizontal sword type. Yi Chen responded. Sorry, the novice soldiers are standard soldiers, forged with basalt alloy, standard long weapons. They will be delivered to your address by the association's drone along with the supply package in a week. It's a pity that this instrument didn't give Yi Chen more choices. Have no choice. As for the battle armor, don't even think about it. The price of that thing is several times higher than that of a soldier, and it is also a consumable. If you want a good one, you need to earn money and buy it yourself. After completing the test and formal warrior registration, Yi Chen left the testing room directly. He was originally planning to leave the martial arts gym, but he seemed to have thought of something and walked towards the red-haired beauty at the front desk. Excuse me, is the owner here? Yi Chen said politely. This hall owner is a level 6 warrior, and his blood and Kai must be more than 60 calories. It would be great if he could be projected over. The red-haired beauty in front of me seems to have a pretty good panel. Shadow can be extracted, suddenly appeared in the field of vision. Shadow Red Frost. Attributes 7.4 card Kai and blood. Cultivation talent, elementary. Boxing talent, elementary. Kung Fu first level Kung Fu, 18 tempering gymnastics proficient. Combat skill first level Kung Fu, extreme collapse fist proficient. In fact, Yi Chen noticed the other person when he came. The entire martial arts school now consists of a few parents and children and students with average qualifications, and there is not much value to be extracted. Plus, there was only one shadow column left, so I didn't touch her for the time being. However, after taking a look around, I found that the girl in front of me named Hongshuang had good talent. Elementary boxing talent. The owner is out. Are you planning to sign up for a training class? You can leave your number and I'll let you know as soon as the owner returns. The beautiful receptionist Hong Shuang took out a piece of paper and a pen, and looked at Yi Chen with shining eyes. This little brother in front of me seems quite handsome. If you're interested in this, I'll leave you my number. Yi Chen reached out to take the pen and accidentally touched the other person's fingers. The latter was slightly stunned and then blushed. After writing down his phone number, Yi Chen said goodbye. The system also gives a prompt. Shadow Red Frost extraction successfully. Hong Shuang kept looking at Yi Chen's back until he disappeared around the corner of the street. Then she reluctantly looked away. What's wrong with me today? I'm actually crazy about him. But this guest is really handsome. By the way, the test room that this young man just used should not have been cleaned yet. Hong Shuang picked up the cleaning tools and walked quickly to the testing room that Yi Chen had just used. She walked in with a smile on her face, but her expression froze for a moment. Her beautiful eyes widened, and the cleaning tools in her hand fell to the ground, as if she was petrified on the spot. In front of you. It was a mess. The test dolls that had just been purchased from the Martial Arts Association had fallen to the ground in pieces. No, this is a brand new war doll. What on earth did he do? Hong Shuang was a little confused. These war dolls cost hundreds of thousands of dollars each and have very strong defenses. But now they are full of cracks and even have parts falling off, making them look quite miserable. She instinctively turned on the screen of the combat power and blood tester. Two bright red words suddenly appeared. Combat power 333. Kai and blood 10.21. Yi Chen had never used these instruments before, so he didn't know that he had to exit the program to clear the traces after each use. He simply turned off the power. It's like turning off the computer screen without turning off the host. Is this broken? Combat power 333, HP 10.21. How is this possible? He was only 18 when he registered. And it seems that the registration information is Nancheng number 4 middle school. How can he be a number 4 middle school with these scores? Hong Shuang was stunned. Several minutes passed before she frantically searched for Yi Chen's registration form. It's clearly written on it. Nancheng number 4 middle school, 18 years old, Yi Chen. In other words, he had just completed the warrior certification in this testing room. Being able to break through to become a formal warrior before the martial arts exam is definitely a genius in a small place like Nancheng. Oh my God. What on earth did he miss? The other party even said that he wanted to meet his father and sign him up for cram school. This kind of genius is definitely a hot commodity for any martial arts school. Not to mention charging tuition, they would be willing to teach him for free or even at a loss. After all, such results undoubtedly prove the strength of the martial arts school's teaching ability and are the best advertisement. But Hong Shuang, a student at Nancheng number 1 middle school, was even more surprised. Because even in Nancheng number 1 middle school, there are only a handful of senior high school students who have broken through this warrior realm. I'm afraid that this handsome little brother will definitely shine in this martial arts exam. Hey Dad, I'm afraid you have to come back early. It's not that something happened at the martial arts gym, but our martial arts gym certified an 18-year-old official martial artist today. Yes, just now he even wanted to see you. Hong Shuang quickly dialed the phone, and the father on the other end was even more excited. The Nancheng No. 4 Middle School. In Class 3-2, Yi Chen came back and dozed off on the table. Brother, awesome. Zhang Qiang gave a thumbs up, and the other students no longer looked at Yi Chen with the same look as before, but with awe. As expected of Brother Chen, he sleeps in every class. If you can kick Huang Xuan away in the practical class, you can also sleep. Look at the expression on Eunuch Wei's face. Yi Chen is his precious child. Brother Chen must have stayed up late to practice. Even a genius like Brother Chen is practicing so hard, how can we not work hard? Sure enough, when you have the ability, everyone around you will be a good person. When you become successful, people will say your farts smell good. Certainly. Yi Chen is indeed practicing in a dream now. Dream. Red Leaf Martial Arts School. Yi Chen is dealing with Hong Shuang at 100% strength. He originally thought that he would be able to defeat his opponent quickly, but he didn't expect that he would be unexpectedly difficult to deal with. To be precise, it is the signature boxing style of Hongai Martial Arts School, the extreme collapse fist. There's something really special about this boxing style. He can actually burst out combat power beyond his blood and Kai at any time, but it puts a huge strain on his body. In front of you. The red-haired girl Hong Shuang's hands were covered in blood, her fist bones were broken, and her physical strength was squeezed to the limit, but her eyes were still fixed on Yi Chen. A shadow in 100% condition should have more combat power than most of the real characters. Unless the person is also in an explosive state, the shadow will not feel pain due to injury, and can still exert its own attribute strength to the maximum extent. Hong Shuang's talent for cultivation is not high, and the reason why her Kai and blood can reach 7.4 is mainly due to the accumulation of Kai and blood pills. Her father is the owner of the Hongai Martial Arts School, so he naturally has a lot of resources in this area. But compared to Huang Xuan, who is just a sickly person, he is completely different. He has real solid attainments in boxing, including practicing the standing meditation very well. However, as time goes by, the gap in realm caused by talent will become larger and larger, and it cannot be made up by elixirs. Hong Shuang's ultimate punch, when bursting out with all his strength, can almost double the combat power. I'm sorry, the person who created this boxing style is truly a genius. I will carry it on for you. In the dream space, Yi Chen whispered softly. A stream of scorching heat surged into his fist. Elementary speed talent. Primary strength talent. Bang! Shadow Hong Shuang's fist and arm broke quickly, and he was knocked out and fell to the ground in a pool of blood, gradually losing his life. You defeated 100% Shadow Red Frost. Obtained the drop of elementary training talent, elementary boxing talent, 18 body tempering styles proficient, and extreme collapse fist proficient. Lines of tiny firefly words appeared in the field of vision. Information about the extreme collapse fist flooded into Yi Chen's mind, as well as information about THE Chinese letter. All the information that had been lost was integrated. Yi Chen seemed to see Hong Shuang when she was little, practicing boxing in the martial arts gym since she was just learning to speak. She cried every time because of tiredness, but she was still supervised by her strict father and was not allowed to rest until she finished. His father told her that she had only elementary talent for cultivation, and if she didn't work hard enough, she wouldn't even be qualified to inherit the Red Leaf Martial Arts School. Ever since Hong Shuang grew up to understand things, she has become even more hardworking. Not only does she handle all the affairs of the martial arts school, she also maintains a high level of self-cultivation. So, this girl at the front desk named Hong Shuang is the daughter of the martial arts gym owner. No wonder she's the only one with the ultimate collapse fist. Yi Chen murmured in his heart. Ding, your reputation +5. When did it happen, reputation +5? Yi Chen was a little confused. It was likely that some of his affairs had been known to certain people, which was why he gained the so-called popularity. Now there is an extra column in his attribute panel. Boxing talent, elementary. The talent for boxing can allow the possessor to have a higher understanding, practice speed, control, etc. of boxing, which is something that is innate for other people. With the talent for boxing, the speed of practicing flame fist and extreme collapse fist at the proficient level will become faster and will be more harmonious in combat. After integrating the primary cultivation talent, it only reached 54% of the superior level. If you want to go higher, you either need to absorb more primary talents or find a better superior talent in one go. No health points were dropped because Yi Chen's health points had surpassed Hongshuang's. High-level players would not get any experience points when killing low-level monsters. It seems, unless I can find a stronger shadow extraction target, I still need things like Kai and blood pills. Yi Chen murmured in his heart. Ever since he defeated Huang Xuan last time, Eunuch Wei no longer supervised his performance in class. At least in his opinion, geniuses all have their own way of practicing. Everyone, I have an announcement. Eunuch Wei suddenly said. Yi Chen has also woken up. Next Monday, our honorary alumnus, the top student of Jiangnan Martial Arts Academy, and former record holder for the martial arts exam at Nancheng No. 4 Middle School, Liu Simeng, will return to our alma mater to give everyone a pre-college entrance exam presentation and some guidance on applying to the Martial Arts Academy. Classmate Liu Simeng has now reached the level of an 8th level elite warrior. Her guidance will surely benefit you all immensely. Please don't miss out. Okay, get out of class dismissed. Eunuch Wei announced the matter and left, and the whole classroom suddenly exploded. Holy crap, an elite warrior. If I remember correctly, senior Liu Simeng should only be 22, right in her senior year. Is that the 36D goddess senior, the one in the promotional column? That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm afraid that senior sister Simeng will be able to reach the realm of martial honor in the future. Awesome, what a grand piece of work. I've decided. I'm going to practice really hard this week and I must get senior sister Simeng's approval. Me too. Liu Simeng's name is a legend in Nancheng No. 4 Middle School. Her grades are the highest since the establishment of Nancheng No. 4 Middle School, coupled with her absolutely explosive 36D figure and pure and beautiful face. It is hard to imagine how graceful such a plump figure would be when fighting. For a moment, many boys in the class showed signs of being greedy, and they all cried out to practice hard. Zhang Qiang also had a drooling expression, no exception. Yi Chen. In the corridor outside the classroom, Huang Xuan suddenly called Yi Chen. What's wrong, didn't brother Chen beat you enough last time? Zhang Qiang said aggressively, with a henchman's expression. Huang Xuan's eyes shrank back but he still said stubbornly, Last time I was careless. I admit that you have become very strong now. But Yi Chen, if you have the guts, let's compete to see who scores higher in the martial arts exam. Well, Yi Chen looked at Huang Xuan, whose face was flushed. Reincarnation in the student days, there really is such a naive topic. Don't you dare. Huang Xuan said with a breath of anger. He couldn't understand why he lost to Yi Chen, and could only blame it on his carelessness, but if he wanted to fight again, he didn't have the confidence. That's a boring request, Huang Xuan, but I promise you, let's go. Yi Chen laughed in silence. Although there are frictions among them, they don't seem to be mortal enemies. After all, it's just their student days. Reputation +1. Yi Chen was a little surprised, and turned around and left with Zhang Qiang. I will definitely catch up with you, I will never lose to you again, just wait. Huang Xuan was talking nonsense with hatred. At the school gate. Congratulations, Chenzi, I've seen you as a talented guy for a long time. Don't forget me, your brother, in the future. Zhang Qiang smiled with a hint of awe in his eyes. I don't know when, but the former best friends now seem to have gone on 2 different paths. Kaingzi, what you said is so awkward. I will definitely benefit from your help when I take off, but you have to work harder too. If you are too weak in the future, how can I take you out to show off? Yi Chen put his hand on Zhang Qiang's shoulder and smiled. I get it, damn it. Starting today I'm going to quit deer hunting, I'm going to quit playing games, I'm going to work hard and improve every day. Zhang Qiang's eyes became hot, and he roared as if he had been injected with chicken blood. Yi Chen has never looked down on him as a weak brother, so as a brother he cannot embarrass Yi Chen. My health is only at 1 card, it's so embarrassing to tell others about it. That Lu University beauty is looking for you, bro. Hit the home run as soon as possible. Zhang Qiang suddenly winked at Yi Chen and slipped away. Lu Lingxiu was already waiting not far away. A pink rice sports car, it was Lu Lingxiu's own car. Get in the car, Spa, sit in the passenger seat. Lu Lingxiu said hello, and Yi Chen followed behind and got into the car. The taillights of the sports car lit up and disappeared from everyone's sight, making many classmates behind him envious. The latest model of the rice sports car costs more than 800,000 yuan. It is indeed a car for rich people. It is equipped with aromatherapy and some cute little dolls. I didn't expect that this campus beauty from Lu University also likes these things. The sports car arrived at Yipin Minjuan, a wealthy area in the South City. The price of a house here is as high as 5 million, and with decoration, it can easily exceed 8 or even 10 million, which is unaffordable for ordinary families. There were 2 cleaning ladies at home. They followed Lu Lingxiu up the elevator and went directly to her private training room. Go change into your training clothes. None of the weapons here are sharpened. Choose the one you're good at. The 1-hour sparring begins now. Lu Lingxiu looked extremely heroic in her white training suit. She took a starting stance and looked at Yi Chen. Lu Lingxiu's beautiful eyes lit up when Yi Chen changed his clothes. She had to admit that Yi Chen still looked very good. Just use your fists. Yi Chen flexed his fists and said, Are you sure I'm not like Huang Xuan? Don't cry when you get hurt. Don't worry. I'm very resistant to beatings. Yi Chen grinned. In his dream, he had already killed 100% of Lu Lingxiu. Lu Lingxiu's villa training room. Yi Chen's expression was a little strange. Lu Lingxiu in front of him asked him to be a sparring partner. But it was more like he was feeding him moves and serving as a sparring partner, all using the basic boxing techniques of the body tempering stance to hone Yi Chen's moves. What kind of sparring is this? Moreover, compared with Lu Lingxiu, who was as lethal as a hot pepper in the dream space, the person in front of him was like a docile little lamb. People who didn't know him might think they were a couple practicing together. 40 minutes later, Yi Chen directly blocked Lu Lingxiu's attack and reached out to grab her long legs that were raised high. Are you? Lu Lingxiu seemed to be really angry. With a heavy blow, Yi Chen was kicked out. Are you okay? She screamed and chased after him, but unexpectedly Yi Chen landed steadily and stopped, looking at her with a strange expression. Lu Lingxiu, are you really looking for me to practice with you? Why do I feel like you're letting me win? Why don't you show some real strength? Otherwise, the $2,000 you spent might not be worth it. Lu Lingxiu's face flushed slightly, and she glared at him with her beautiful eyes. The difference in our Kai and blood is too great. You only have a little over 1 card of Kai and blood. If I use my full strength, I'm afraid you won't be able to hold on for even a minute. Then you underestimate me too much. How about I take it seriously, the campus Belle of Lu University? Yi Chen smiled and stepped on the ground with his toes suddenly. The simplest explosive step. Lu Lingxiu's pupils suddenly constricted. So fast. When did he become so fast? Look here. Yi Chen's voice rang out, and by the time she reacted, he had already appeared in front of her. Same simple straight kick. Lu Lingxiu blocked with both hands. Bang! She instantly felt as if she was hit by a car, with a surge of force and severe pain in her arms. Her body was kicked backwards uncontrollably. It took more than 10 meters to finally stop. But at this moment, Lu Lingxiu's eyes when looking at Yi Chen completely changed. The health of that attack just now was definitely above 6, not much different from mine. When did he become so strong? Don't forget I defeated Huang Xuan, even though he was just a show-off. Yi Chen in the distance made a gesture of invitation. It seems I really underestimated you, then I really have to be serious. Lu Lingxiu took a deep breath, her beautiful eyes sparkled with brilliance, and she couldn't help but smile. Really? Yi Chen did not let himself down. The big devil who almost suffocated him did not seem to have fallen because of his talent. He deserves his full effort. Half an hour later. Lu Lingxiu's white martial arts uniform was soaked, and her whole body was covered in sweat. Her plump breasts were heaving violently, and she looked in the direction of Yi Chen in disbelief. Her hands and feet were now extremely sore. Yi Chen had just taken on all the close combat for half an hour. Moreover, she clearly felt that the other party was at ease, and even now he was only sweating a little. When did this guy's physical strength become so abnormal? Isn't his Kai and blood 6 cards? 8 cards? 9 cards? How is that possible? It's time to clock in, and there are still 10 minutes left. Even if this is a gift for the beauty of Lu University, then I'm leaving first. Yi Chen took off his sweaty martial arts uniform, revealing his muscles as strong as a cheetah. He changed into his cheap casual clothes and returned to his usual frail appearance. Lu Lingxiu looked a little dazed and didn't react until Yi Chen walked to the elevator. Wait, this is today's paycheck, and it will be the same time tomorrow. Lu Lingxiu chased after him and stuffed the agreed 2,000 yuan into his hand. You said daily payment. Thank you in advance. Yi Chen accepted the money without hesitation. The elevator arrived and he walked in. When he arrived at the living room on the first floor, Lu Lingxiu's voice came again from upstairs. Let me drive you home, it's so late. Forget it, you must be tired too. I have money, I can take a taxi back, Lu University campus beauty. Yi Chen raised the money in his hand and walked out the door. Lu Lingxiu upstairs looked at Yi Chen's disappearing back, a little dazed. As if she had figured something out, her pretty face showed an unprecedented fighting spirit. Yi Chen is really back. But I didn't use my full strength, the knife is what I am best at. She picked up the inconspicuous sword in the corner of the training room and started training again. Outside the villa. It was already evening, and the wind was a little chilly. But for a warrior, it is nothing. Lu Lingxiu did not use her true strength to deal with herself. The so-called sparring partner was more like a kind of help. Well, during the 3 years of junior high school, she was always the second best. I didn't expect that she would repay evil with kindness. Women, I really don't understand. Yi Chen stayed outside the community for a while, but no taxi came. Forget it, let's run back, this distance is just a warm-up. Yi Chen ran straight home. When he ran to a place 3 blocks away from the tube building, there were crowds of pedestrians and the nightlife had just begun. But suddenly, I heard a sharp sound of breaking air in the distance. Then came the sound of air raid sirens. What is that? Oh my God, it's a ferocious beast. A 3rd-level ferocious beast, the iron-feathered demonic eagle. Get out of the way. Help. The exclamations rang out one after another. Yi Chen looked up and saw a huge black bird with a wingspan of nearly 20 meters roaring past from high in the sky. Because it was flying very low, under the night light, its feathers looked like steel with extremely sharp edges. The long and narrow beak and claws were stained with minced meat, which looked extremely shocking. It's actually a 3rd-level ferocious beast, the iron-feathered demonic eagle. How did this thing rush into the city? Yi Chen's eyes were burning. A 3rd-level ferocious beast is equivalent to an elite human warrior. A 2nd-level ferocious beast corresponds to a formal warrior, and so on. But compared to humans, ferocious beasts are naturally stronger. The iron-feathered demon eagles are the best among them. They are born with a trace of the blood of ancient ferocious birds. They are extremely powerful and more violent than beasts of the same level. This point has been specifically emphasized in school textbooks. An adult iron-feathered demonic eagle can even destroy an entire team of warriors. But at this moment, there was a hideous penetrating wound on the big bird's body. A pitch-black spear had pierced it through, and even its internal organs were shaking. It was obviously at the end of its strength. Behind this big bird were several figures in blue and white combat uniforms chasing after it. One of them was chasing in the front, holding a long sword in his hand, and the other 2 were lagging behind. One of them was holding 2 daggers, and the other was holding a tattered shield with only half of it left. The woman in the farthest distance, wearing the same combat uniform, was aiming with her bow and arrow. All 4 of them were injured, and it was obvious that they had been chasing them all the way here. Chinese letter. The iron-feathered demon eagle apparently realized that it was at the end of its rope, and let out a shrill cry towards the sky. In an instant, hard waves visible to the naked eye spread in all directions, and the glass of the buildings along the way was about to explode. Yi Chen's expression changed slightly, because that thing was actually coming towards him. Yi Chen stared at the iron-feathered demon eagle that was roaring towards him, and all the pores on his body couldn't help but stand up. The third-level ferocious beast, the iron-feathered demon eagle. It is equivalent to an elite human warrior, a monster above the formal warrior with blood and energy exceeding 100. No matter how strong he is now, he is just a new warrior with only 10 cards of health. The cry of the iron-feathered demonic eagle was extremely harsh, and ordinary passers-by screamed and fell down while covering their ears. Yi Chen also felt a sharp pain in his ears, and for a moment he felt unable to move. The iron-feathered demon eagle suddenly spread its wings in midair. Under the moonlight, the jet-black feathers actually spread out one by one, emitting a sharp luster like steel. Oh no, this is the iron-feathered demonic eagle's feathers. When this beast is desperate, it will shoot out all its feathers. Each one is powerful enough to pierce through an armored vehicle. Yi Chen's expression suddenly changed. The area covered by the other party completely covered the entire street, leaving no place to hide. Damn you beast, stop right there. Boom. The figure chasing in the front roared, and unexpectedly released an astonishing slashing wave that was over 10 meters long in the distance. The iron-feathered demon eagle let out a wail and was forcibly cut off and turned in another direction. A large number of feathers shot out and missed the target, landing on an abandoned building in the distance. After the figure struck the iron-feathered demon eagle, he rushed forward and grabbed the spear that had pierced through the opponent, pulling it out suddenly, causing blood to splatter. The huge corpse of the iron-feathered demonic eagle swooped down like a plane crash. And there were still many feathers heading towards the street where Yi Chen was. Whoosh, 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 whooshy. But behind him came the sound of dense arrows breaking through the air. The one who made the attack was the archer woman who was farthest away. She actually shot out a large number of arrow shadows. The sound of metal colliding continued. Most of the feathers were blocked, and the dagger man and the shield breaker man had arrived. The two of them worked together to block all the remaining feathers, and even a feather pierced the shield-breaking man's shoulder, causing blood to spurt out. The pedestrians on the street were so frightened that after they came to their senses, they crawled and ran away screaming. Gangzi, damn, treat him immediately. The huge corpse of the iron-feathered demon eagle fell next to Yi Chen. The long-sword man riding on the corpse had his sword broken in his hand and was holding a spear that looked like it had been soaked in blood. Yi Chen looked around and saw the attribute panels of these figures. Shadow can be extracted. Shadow Han Qing, captain of the Wolf-Fang squad. Attributes 237 card Kai and blood. Cultivation talent, medium. Marksmanship talent, elementary. The Shadow Wolf-Fang squad Gangzi. Attributes 92 card Kai and blood. The Shadow Wolf-Fang squad. Among the four, the captain named Han Qing is the strongest, and has reached the level of an elite warrior. And he has a very rare talent for marksmanship. The other three were much weaker, all of them were high-level regular warriors, with Kai and blood above 80, which meant they were very strong. But their talents are rather mediocre, they only have average cultivation talents, are proficient in some common combat skills, and have no additional talents. But when Yi Chen's eyes swept over the corpse of the iron-feathered demon eagle on the ground, he couldn't help but feel his heart beating violently. Shadow can be extracted. Shadow iron-feathered demonic eagle. Attribute 522 Kai and blood. Talent medium sharp gold talent, gold attribute. Talent medium speed talent. Combat skill, ferocious bird instinct. Cry wide range sonic damage, causing the target to temporarily lose mental control. The talent of this iron-feathered demonic eagle is truly exaggerated. If it weren't for the hunting of the Wolf-Fang team, Yi Chen would have no chance of coming into contact with such a powerful existence at this stage. An extract. Without any hesitation, Yi Chen placed his hand directly on the iron-feathered demonic eagle. Just 1 second. Successfully extracted Shadow Iron Feather Demon Eagle. A voice like the sound of nature rang in my mind. Yi Chen's heart couldn't help but pounding wildly. This guy was definitely a super treasure. But what makes Yi Chen extremely distressed now is that there is no space left in his shadow extraction column. Because the shadow of Eunuch Wei has not been completely removed. What a pity. This Han Qing's talent for spearmanship. I also want it myself. Even though it's only at the elementary level, seeing that this guy can actually penetrate the body of the iron-feathered demon eagle, it's obvious that the effect is quite amazing. What a pity. Little brother, are you okay? Han Qing jumped down with blood still on his face, and couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief when he saw that no civilians were injured. The injury on the shield-bearer's shoulder has been treated. Fortunately, the muscles and bones were not injured, so there will be no sequelae. Hunting down this third-level ferocious beast is definitely a great victory for the Wolf-Fang squad. However, Han Qing was somewhat impressed by the little guy in front of him. He naturally felt the energy and blood of the other person. He should be a reserve warrior or a warrior. He was able to stand up without weakening his legs after just experiencing the dangerous fight with the iron-feathered demon eagle, and even dared to touch the corpse. I have to say, this guy is really brave. At least find the second one on the whole street. It's okay, it's amazing. This is the legendary iron-feathered demonic eagle. I've only seen it in textbooks before, but I didn't expect to see it in person now. Are you a warrior team? Yi Chen said with a starry-eyed expression. Ha ha ha, my name is Han Qing, and I'm the captain of the Wolf-Fang squad. These are my teammates, Gangzi, Yanzi and Baozi. I think you have pretty good energy and blood, and you have a great chance of becoming a warrior in the future. If you have time, come visit the Warrior Association. Our office is there. Han Qing laughed loudly and was in a very good mood. Yeah, I hope I can become as strong as brother Han Qing in the future. Yi Chen said with a smile. Of course I will, ha 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 ha, pack up, let's go little brother. Han Qing and his companions packed up the body of the iron-feathered demon eagle and carried it away on the spot. Damn it. As expected, he is a beast with more than 200 calories of Kai and blood. And just now Yi Chen saw with his own eyes that this guy could perform the chopping wave outward release. Elite warriors are able to release their Kai. It will become extraordinarily powerful and desirable. Yi Chen looked at the backs of the people walking away, turned around and went home quickly. I feel excited and sad at the same time. What made him excited was the third-level ferocious beast, the iron-feathered demonic eagle. It was covered in treasures, and any bit of its health and talent that dropped from it would be enough to keep him happy for a long time. The upsetting thing is, this guy is too strong. I'm afraid I won't be able to defeat him in a short time. At that time, it will occupy its own column for a longer period of time. Moreover, Senior Liu Simong will be here soon. She is also an elite warrior and is probably even stronger than Captain Han Qing. We must leave a vacancy for her by then. There is also the owner of the Hongai Martial Arts School, who is having a headache because one day he will be worried about not having enough slots for shadow extraction. But the most urgent thing is to get rid of my mentor Eunuch Wei first. Back home, Yi Chen went straight into the dream without saying anything. Let's start brushing Eunuch Wei, we have to pass it this time. Dream projection begins. Projection target, Wei Guozhong selection status 80% selected location, Nancheng No. 4 Middle School Playground. In a dream, Wei Guozhong appeared in Yi Chen's field of vision. 32 calories contain 80% of Kai and blood, which is about 25 calories. However, the second-level rock-hardening technique and the minor success punch significantly increased Teacher Wei's combat power. But today Yi Chen is no longer a tyrant. His combat power of 333 was before he absorbed the ultimate collapse punch and elementary boxing talents. After just one round of fighting, about half an hour, the outcome of the battle was decided. In the dream, Yi Chen was covered in wounds, but Teacher Wei had been beheaded. The mist blade combined with the water element talent and the phantom step is definitely a top-notch configuration, and 80% of Teacher Wei's efforts will end in failure. Drops first level Kung Fu Punch, minor success, automatically absorbed. Drop training talent medium, automatic absorption and fusion. A large amount of information and energy flows into the body. Regarding the memories and experience of practicing Chongquan, minor success, we can see that Teacher Wei practiced hard in the past. Now, all of it belongs to Yi Chen. The Chongquan and the Bengquan are two different fighting styles. The Bengquan is good at short distances, while the Chongquan is somewhat similar to the Changquan. If I combine the two styles, I will have no blind spots whether fighting at a long or short distance. Yi Chen had some realization in his heart, and because he had obtained Hong Shuang's elementary talent in boxing. Even if their punches were at the same level of minor success, the effect he produced would be more natural than Teacher Wei's. Adjust 90%. Continue the monster hunting business. It was not until midnight that Yi Chen finally completely defeated Teacher Wei. The difference in Kai and HP between the two sides was too great, and it was only with the combination of Mist Blade plus medium water element talent, plus small success phantom step, that it was defeated. Drops the second level rock body forging technique proficient, automatically fused for you. A strange warm energy surged into the body. There was even more relevant information and experience about the second level standing meditation in his mind, because the first level standing meditation body tempering style had been practiced to the great success level, and the comprehension of the rock body tempering technique was also easier. Take the blood nourishing powder Kaiyingzi gave me. It works best when combined with the standing meditation. Yi Chen took out 5 doses of the blood nourishing powder given by Zhang Qiang, and took them while practicing the rock body building technique. The poor in literature are good at martial arts. The strong martial artists practice internal breathing, but most of their Kai and blood still rely on external sources. As Yi Chen performed the movements of the second level rock body tempering technique, and the blood nourishing powder gradually took effect, the Kai and blood on the panel rose visibly. Finally, after 2 hours of operation, the blood nourishing powder was completely digested, and its own properties were also refreshed. Host Yi Chen. Kai and blood, 15.4 calories. Reputation, newcomer, 351000. Unique, shadow extraction LV2, 1-2 remaining slots. Cultivation talent, top 68%. Elemental talent, medium fire element, medium water element talent. Speed talent, elementary. Strength talent, elementary. Boxing talent, elementary. Knife skill talent, medium. Technique, level 1, 18 body tempering techniques, 77% mastery, level 2. Rock body tempering technique, proficient. Combat skills, level 1, Mist Blade minor, level 1, Mysterious Step minor, level 1, Flame Fist proficient, level 1, Punch proficient, level 1, Skybreaking Sword beginner, level 1, Extreme Collapse Fist proficient. So, an extremely gorgeous property panel. With 15 cards of Kai and blood, coupled with various natural attributes, he is definitely a genius. Next up is the big one, the third-tier ferocious beast, the iron-feathered demonic eagle. But in the dream, Yi Chen frowned. The iron-feathered demon eagle's projection can only be reduced to 10% at the lowest, and its health is still 50 calories. It completely crushed Yi Chen, and combined with the beast's own talent, even with the tenfold weakening of the medium talent, it also had a certain bonus. Lock 10% select scene, city. Yi Chen made a decision. If the challenge failed, 1% of his health would be deducted, which was only 0.15. But if he succeeded, he would definitely make a lot of money. Among all the scenes, wilderness, nests, etc., only the urban area is definitely the most suitable. Really? After selecting this scene, the iron-feathered demon eagle appeared directly in the direction of the street where it had been encountered before. However, this guy did not have any penetrating wounds at this time, and still looked majestic. Elementary speed talent. Mist knife. Phantom step. Yi Chen started with full power, but just when he was halfway there, he saw the iron-feathered demonic eagle spread its wings. Then a large number of feathers fell headfirst. Puff puff puffy. Ding, you died, 0.15 HP deducted. You are resurrected, please select the battle scene and set the target strength. This thing is really strong, it's impossible to resist it, I can only try other methods. This time Yi Chen chose to retreat. A large number of feathers fell from the opponent, and then a cry spread out. Yi Chen, who rushed into the alley, was killed again in seconds. You died, deducting 0.15 HP. Okay. Yi Chen never thought that he, who hunted every day, would one day be pecked in the eye by a wild goose. The shadow is placed in my own shadow column, but I can't win. Resurrection. This time Yi Chen learned his lesson. After hiding, he activated the mist blade and the water element talent. Suddenly, a layer of mist emerged. Sure enough, this thing blocked most of the effects of the cry and could not cause him to become stiff. Early mornings. The first rays of light fell through the window. The tabby cat meowed lazily beside the bed and moved a little in the direction of the sunlight. After a day of fighting, Yi Chen finally slowly opened his eyes. His face showed excitement and ecstasy. After working all night last night, he finally defeated 10% of the iron-feathered demon eagles. Not only did it directly explode with +4 health, completely making up for the previous deficit, but it also earned nearly 1 health. And he even got lucky. Directly obtained a talent. Drops medium-grade sharp gold talent, automatically integrated for you. A voice like the sound of nature rang out. Yi Chen felt a tingling sensation in every cell of his body, and waves of numbness. After this feeling disappeared, a new column suddenly appeared on the panel. Elemental talent, medium gold element, sharp gold. There was suddenly a light golden vortex of energy in the body. Following Yi Chen's guidance of his thoughts, strands of light golden energy flowed into his body. The fingers are as sharp as knives. Swish! His 2 fingers pierced through the wall as easily as tofu, and he didn't feel any pain. After it was pulled out, there was no scar on the skin. So powerful, its medium gold elemental talent not only significantly increases its destructive power, but also strengthens its own defense. It's worthy of being a top-tier 3rd-level beast. Yi Chen was pleasantly surprised. The effect of this gold elemental power attached to the weapon was definitely more amazing. I lost everything, tilde. The bell suddenly rang. Yi Chen thought it was Fatty, but he didn't expect that the person who called was Hong Shuang. Mr. Yi, my father has returned. Are you free to come to the martial arts gym today? The girl's voice on the other end of the phone was quite respectful. Okay, please ask the gym master to wait for a moment. I will be right over. I want to ask you some questions about boxing. You see HEN Chinese letter. Don't worry, be careful on the way. I'll have my father wait for you at the martial arts gym. Hong Shuang's excited voice came from the other end of the phone. After hanging up the phone, Yi Chen changed his clothes and went downstairs. Yi Xiaoruo and his parents had already left the house long ago, but he, the older brother who was about to take the martial arts exam, was not in a hurry. Eunuch Wei has already informed Yi Chen that he will not be forced to go to school during this period. He can contact him at any time with any questions about cultivation. After going downstairs, Yi Chen took a taxi and went directly to Hongai Martial Arts School. Little brother, are you also preparing for the martial arts exam? The Red Leaf Martial Arts School's training class is indeed very good, but it's difficult to get in right now. Last year, my neighbor's child took this training class and was admitted to a 3rd-tier martial arts academy. I know someone in the martial arts school. Would you like me to introduce you? Since you're still a student, how about a 500 yuan referral fee? That way, your chances of getting into the training class will be much greater. The driver was a chatterbox, and when he saw that Yi Chen looked young and like a student, he started selling him something. Sorry, uncle, I've already graduated and I don't want to study anymore. Yi Chen evaded. Oh, okay. The driver felt a little helpless, as if he had lost a business. The taxi quickly took Yi Chen to the martial arts gym, where Hong Shuang was already waiting at the door. Student Yi here, my father is upstairs, please follow me. Hong Shuang enthusiastically took Yi Chen straight upstairs. The owner's daughter actually brought him there herself. How many years has this guy been a member? Rich people are just different. I heard that the most ordinary private training here costs 1,000 yuan per session, and if it's an elite trainer, it's even more expensive. Could it be the owner's daughter's boyfriend? Many apprentices who were training downstairs were talking about it. Second floor. The VIP 001 room is extremely spacious and is built entirely according to the training room standards of the Warrior Association. It is equipped with a full set of training equipment. A burly man with broad bones, calloused fingers, and wearing a grey training suit was waiting. After seeing Yi Chen, he stood up on his own initiative. "Friend Yi, I am the owner of the Red Leaf Martial Arts School, Hong Yuanchen." Before Yi Chen could make a move, the other party had already walked over quickly, showing his bony palm in a friendly manner. "Yi Chen, hello, Director Hong." Yi Chen shook hands gently. "Ding, Shadow Hong Yuanchen extracted successfully." "Very good. It was worth the trip. However, we still have to deal with what we have to deal with, and Hong Yuanchen is much stronger than Teacher Wei. After all, he participated in the Martial Arts League and won many local championships and runner-ups, and he himself is also a level 6 warrior. I've seen the results of the little brother's last test in this hall. It's true that heroes emerge young." Hong Yuanchen was filled with admiration. Being able to become a formal warrior at the age of 18 was already a very proud achievement, not to mention having a combat power score of 333. Looking at the entire South City, he is definitely a top genius. If nothing unexpected happens, this somewhat handsome young man in front of him will definitely shine in this martial arts exam. Moreover, he specially investigated the other party's situation and found that the other party came from an ordinary family. This was a good opportunity to help him in his time of need. "Little brother, with a combat power of 333, I'm afraid that in all of South City, there are very few people of your age who can match you. If there's anything you need, whether it's Kai and blood pills, equipment, or martial arts guidance, as long as this martial arts school can provide it, I can provide it to you free of charge. I can even personally serve as your sparring partner before the martial arts exam," Hong Yuanchen said with a smile. To establish a good relationship with this talented young man, it is necessary to do so before he becomes famous. The Hongai Martial Arts School can become famous not only by relying on Hong Yuanchen's fists. "My grades." Yi Chen frowned slightly. "I'm sorry, Mr. Yi. You didn't turn off the device when you left yesterday, so I saw it while I was cleaning. But don't worry, I've cleared the information. No one else knows about it except me and my father. Without your permission, I'll keep it a secret." Miss Hongshuang hurried to explain. "It's nothing, just my grades, but the conditions offered by the owner are too good. I don't want to receive rewards without merit." "Why?" "Brother Yi, I Hong Yuanchen will speak frankly. Your talent is definitely among the best in Nancheng. I am very optimistic about you in this martial arts exam. With my help, you may even have a chance to rank among the entire southern province. I only have one request. If Brother Yi passes the martial arts exam, can you use Brother Yi's name to promote my martial arts school? I won't say that you're an apprentice here, just say that you used to come here to train frequently. That won't affect your reputation in any way. If the results are not satisfactory, I will bear all the medicinal resources consumed during this period. It has nothing to do with you, little brother," Hong Yuanchen said very solemnly. Yi Chen felt that he had greatly underestimated the value of warriors, or rather, talented warriors. "Like myself now. Even if you do nothing, as long as you can shine in the martial arts exam and get the top spot, you will probably be able to make a lot of money from endorsement fees. There are no results yet, but the other party has already started buying horses just because of the training records. But the money earned by my parents after working hard for a month is not even enough to buy a Kai and blood pill." "Okay, I promise." Yi Chen thought about it and finally nodded. Because no matter whether the other party has a trap or not, it doesn't matter to him. The shadow of Hong Yuanchen is already in his hands, and it is only a matter of time before he gets rid of it. On the contrary, things like Kai and blood pills are still my most urgent needs. Our martial arts school will provide a Kai and blood pill every 3 days until the martial arts exam. In addition, you can come here to train with me at any time of the day. I will be waiting for you here. Besides that, if you have any other questions, you can always contact my daughter Hongshuang. She is also a senior in Nancheng No. 1 Middle School. If Brother Yi is willing to teach me, I hope you can also give my daughter some pointers and share some of your cultivation experiences. Although I am already a 6th level warrior, people of your age often have more topics to talk about. If it's convenient for you, our martial arts school can provide all accommodation and food. Hong Yuanshan's expression no longer looked like cooperation, but more like selling his daughter to Yi Chen. Yi Chen. Dad, the contract. Mr. Yi, this is the relevant contract. It's very short, you can take a closer look. Everything we agreed on is in it, there won't be any restrictions on you. Hongshuang handed over a contract. Yi Chen took a quick look and found that it was indeed as she said. The purpose of the contract was to reassure herself. After all, verbal agreements might not necessarily count. After seeing Yi Chen's signature, the father and daughter smiled even more. Master Hong, I have always been very curious about your gym's extreme collapse fist. I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions about the practice of the fist technique. Yi Chen smiled and said, Little brother, are you also studying boxing? Of course you can. Hong Yuanshan was a little surprised, because most young people nowadays like cool long swords and the like, and few of them major in boxing and martial arts. 1 year of sword training and 10 years of boxing training, this lineage is quite difficult. The two of them went straight into the battle zone. Yi Chen looked at the owner of the museum, Hong Yuanshan, and the other party's information automatically appeared in his field of vision. Shadow extracted. Name Hong Yuanshan, hidden disease. Attributes 72 card Kai and blood. Cultivation talent, medium. Boxing talent, medium. Skills, first order body tempering style minor success. Second order rock body tempering style minor success. Combat skills, level 1 extreme collapse fist great mastery. Level 1 body movement proficient. As expected of the martial arts gym owner, he possesses boxing skills that have reached the highest level. Even the bodybuilding technique has achieved some success. But the shadow information hinted at a hidden illness, and it was obvious that there must be some problems with Hong Yuanshan's body. My friend, the extreme collapse fist is a traditional boxing technique of my martial arts school. Please watch carefully. The collapse fist emphasizes short, flat and fast movements and can inflict the strongest damage at the shortest distance. Any part of the body can become a weapon. Hong Yuanshan explained while teaching Yi Chen some moves. But as the fight went on, he felt something was wrong. Because the young man in front of him was not as weak as he had imagined. He was a high-level warrior, but he was surprised to find that the opponent's strength, reaction and counterattack angle were all tricky. He definitely doesn't look like a rookie. Hongshuang, who was standing by and watching the fight, was also stunned. As the heir of the extreme collapse fist, she has seen some people fighting with her father over the years, including some talented young people. But my father always handled it with ease, but this time it was obvious that he was serious about it. Bang! Just as Hong Yuanshan was surprised, Yi Chen kicked him in the chest, causing the museum owner to step back several steps. Ding, your reputation +8. Ding, your reputation +1. The system voice sounded. Yi Chen understood in his heart that it seemed that he would be rewarded with fame because of the change in the owner and his daughter's opinion of him. The stronger the target of influence, the higher the reputation value. Looks like I was wrong, this little brother is a boxing genius. Hong Yuanshan was filled with admiration and changed his leisurely attitude to become serious. The serious Hong Yuanshan and the Yi Chen who only uses his fists and feet. The two fought fiercely, and Yi Chen gradually fell into a disadvantage. But Hong Yuanshan's eyes were looking at him more and more passionately at this moment, and there was even a sense of amazement in them, so he took the initiative to teach him. Remember, the threat of the collapsing fist lies in its speed, accuracy and ruthlessness, but its weakness also lies there, especially when using. Hong Yuanshan's words left Hongshuang stunned. because his father actually took the initiative to teach Yi Chen the secret of Benquan, and even pointed out his inherent shortcomings and weaknesses of Benquan. This was something Yi Chen had not expected. It seemed that Hong Yuanshan really wanted to place a big bet on him. An hour later, Yi Chen was sweating profusely, with steam rising from his body. Hong Yuanshan's chest was also heaving slightly, accompanied by a slight cough. "Thank you, Master Hong. Listening to your words is worth 10 years of reading. I'll be leaving now." Yi Chen stood up and said goodbye. This time the harvest was somewhat beyond his expectations. He originally thought that he could drain the opponent dry by extracting the target's shadow and then brushing the shadow. But after interacting with the real person, I found that this was not the case. For example, Hong Yuanshan actually treated him as a disciple, and even took the initiative to teach him the key points of defense and breaking of Benquan, and demonstrated it personally. Shadow doesn't know these things at all. I really have to thank this Red Hall master. If he knew that the things he taught would soon become the secret for Yi Chen to defeat him, learning from the enemy to defeat him, I wonder how he would feel. The first floor of the martial arts hall. Master Hong and Hong Shuang personally saw Yi Chen off, a scene that surprised the other apprentices in the martial arts gym. Everyone knows that this Hong Kong gym owner is quite aloof and only teaches once a week, but now it seems that he has started a private training program himself. Could this be the owner's illegitimate child? I think so too. The Red Pavilion master has never shown such care and love to anyone else. No way, doesn't the owner have only one daughter? Many apprentices discussed this curiously. Red Frost. Suddenly, 3 girls came towards this side with smiles on their faces. Liu Yuan, junior sister Xiaoru, Bao Bao, why are you free to come to my place today? Hong Shuang greeted them excitedly. These were all her classmates in Nancheng. Liu Yuan was her best friend. Yi Xiaoru and Zhang Beibao also met in the school martial arts club. Senior Hong Shuang, senior Li Yuan feels that she can break through to become a formal warrior, so she came here to test it. Yi Xiaoru said with a smile. I'm not sure yet, but I tested my Kai and blood before, and it's already reached 10 calories, so I want to test it to see if there's a chance I can pass the warrior certification. The girl with a ponytail said modestly. Sister Yuan, you're too modest. You possess a rare shadow talent. Even if your HP isn't even 10, you can still fight above your level. The possibility of you getting the official certification is very high. Zhang Beibao said enviously. Shadow talent is even rarer than elemental talent. Although Liu Yuan only possesses the elementary level, it has amazing effects in concealing breath and attacking. When the combat power is truly unleashed, it exceeds the 100 combat power required for a formal warrior, and the pass rate is definitely very high. Liu Yuan is considered one of the top students in Nancheng No. 1 Middle School. Congratulations, Yuan, your Kai and blood have broken through 10 so quickly. I'm so envious, but I might not be able to help you test it today. Hong Shuang was extremely envious. She was also a senior high school student, but her own energy and blood strength and combat effectiveness were far inferior to those of her best friend. However, after witnessing Yi Chen's 333 combat power before, and having just witnessed the battle between him and her father, her mind is still full of Yi Chen's figure. What's wrong, senior Hong Shuang? Yi Xiaoru and the other 2 were a little surprised. Because yesterday, a member accidentally damaged their equipment while doing their warrior certification here. They've sent it back to the association for repairs, and it'll take 2 days for it to be returned. Hong Shuang explained. Did the warrior certification machine break down? Was it because their strength exceeded the limit? There's actually such a master in Nancheng. Liu Yuan was surprised. Sister Yuan, does the damage to the instrument necessarily mean that the power exceeds the limit? Yi Xiaoru asked curiously, and Zhang Beibao also looked curious. Well, certified instruments generally don't have problems. They can only be damaged by external forces, right, Red Frost? That's not convenient for me to explain. I hope you understand. Hong Shuang blushed and said that she had promised to keep it a secret for Yi Chen, so she would naturally not reveal it, but this thing could be easily guessed. Now, Yi Chen has returned home. Chu, who's talking about me? He rubbed his itchy nose. Reputation +3. Reputation +1. Reputation +1. Yi Chen. My fame has increased again. What's going on? Could it be that someone knows me again? Yi Chen was a little confused. Since I can't figure it out, I won't think about it for now. My parents were working overtime today and had not returned yet. Yi Chen, who returned first, prepared meals for the family of 4 and then went straight back to his room. The dream begins. Select target shadow. Hong Yuanshan, select status 50%, select location Hongai Martial Arts Hall. Let's fight. Yi Chen appeared in the Hongai Martial Arts School again. Standing in front of him at this moment was the school owner Hong Yuanshan, whom he had seen during the day. But 50% of the opponents were like robots, with dull eyes. Yi Chen didn't waste any words and directly drew his sword in the way he was best at. Missed knife. Phantom step. Elementary speed talent. Primary strength talent. Medium swordsmanship talent. The two sides fought. 50% of Hong Yuanshan has more than 30 cards of Kai and blood, and a great level collapse fist. But Yi Chen is not inferior at all. Although his health is not as good as his opponent, his attribute panel is really too gorgeous. With the blessing of various talents and the power of elements, his real combat power is only higher, not lower. Just 3 minutes. The two figures crossed each other, and Shadow Hong Yuanshan and Yi Chen stopped. Phew! Blood gushed out of Hong Yuanshan's neck like a fountain, and his body fell down with a bang. Yi Chen's clothes were only slightly dirty. Ding, you killed 50% of Hong Yuanshan. Drop 2.2 cards of health. Drop cultivation talent medium. Automatic fusion. Kai and blood 17.6 calories. Cultivation talent top 81%. Feeling the surging energy and blood in his body, Yi Chen was excited. Adjustment 60%. Continue to kill monsters. Ding, you killed 60% of the red Yuanshan. Drop HP 1-3. Adjustment 70%. Failed the battle, died, deducted 1% of your HP. You are resurrected. 70% of Hong Yuanshan can already suppress Yi Chen, of course. The premise is that Yi Chen holds back. Looks like I'll have to use up all my family's wealth if I want to conquer Hong Yuanshan. After being resurrected, Yi Chen took a deep breath, his eyes filled with unprecedented determination. The light golden cyclone in the Danshan and the other 2 cyclones also began to rotate rapidly. Medium gold element talent, sharp gold. As these golden energy flowed into Yi Chen's long sword, his long sword even made a sound like a sword ringing. There was also a layer of misty fog on the blade, and a scorching flame that was almost imperceptible to the naked eye. Elemental talents are fully activated. Previously, only the mist blade of water element was used, but now the sharp gold and fire elemental forces are directly used to bless the blade. The two collided again, but this time Hong Yuanshan's shadow flew backwards with a hideous charred wound on his body. The wound was searing, running from his left shoulder all the way to his right abdomen, almost cutting him in 2. The destructive power of this sharp gold talent is astonishing. With the addition of the fire element, it's practically equivalent to ignoring the opponent's defense. No wonder warriors with this attribute can easily fight against higher-level warriors. Yi Chen, who was holding the long sword, clicked his tongue. He had not expected that after the 2 attributes were superimposed on each other, his attack would almost ignore defense, which was comparable to real damage. Finish off the opponent. Ding, you killed 70% of Shadow Hong Yuanshan. Ding, HP dropped 2.2. Ding, a medium-level boxing talent has been dropped. It has been detected that you have a primary-level talent, and it has been automatically integrated into a medium-plus talent. Ding, first-level body movement experienced, dropped, automatically merged. A voice like the sound of nature rang out. This time it's like a big explosion. A large number of light balls directly poured into Yi Chen's body. The red light balls represented blood, the white light balls represented combat skills, and the gold light balls represented talent. The boxing talent directly broke through to the intermediate level. The amount of Kai and blood is even more exaggerated, reaching 21.1 calories. The level of a second-level official warrior. The already somewhat accomplished mysterious steps were also improved, reaching a higher level of proficiency. Cool. The Kai and blood in his body surged again, and Yi Chen's heart was surging. The next step is of course to continue brushing. Challenge 80% Shadow Red Far Mountain. I didn't expect that this would take a whole night. Especially when Hong Yuanshan reached 100%, that guy's strength was truly amazing. His medium-level boxing talent coupled with the ultimate collapse punch of the Great Perfection Realm, the combat power he burst out was probably close to 1000. Yi Chen is like a virus, constantly increasing the difficulty of the challenge, constantly dropping and absorbing, and his Kai and blood are increasing step by step. The fact that Hong Yuanshan was finally defeated was largely due to the weakness of the Benquan that Hong Yuanshan told him during the day. Also, at 85% of the time, Hong Yuanshan's ultimate collapse fist was unleashed. The fusion of the ultimate collapse punch of the Great Perfection Realm, plus the instructions from the other party during the day, and the ultimate collapse punch that Hong Shuang used, made his collapse punch even better than Hong Yuanshan himself. Then combine it with the full effects of the 3 attributes, sharp gold plus fire element, for ultimate destructive power. Yi Chen finally defeated 100% Hong Yuanshan. Ding, congratulations on defeating 100% Shadow Hong Yuanshan, dropping 2.4 HP. Ding, second level rock body tempering technique minor success dropped, automatically integrated for you. Current realm is minor success plus. Ding, a first level body tempering style minor success has been dropped. It will be automatically integrated for you. Congratulations on your breakthrough to the perfect realm. You have gained a hidden effect plus 10 hidden bone attributes. Now Yi Chen's blood and energy have soared directly to 23.5 card level. It's too exaggerated. And, after a night of fierce fighting, Yi Chen's mental strength was almost exhausted. But what we gained was absolutely delightful. His attribute panel has been completely revamped. Host Yi Chen. Kai and blood, 23.5 calories. Reputation, newcomer, 721000. Unique, shadow extraction LV2, 1-2 remaining slots. Cultivation talent, top 81%. Elemental talent, medium fire element, medium water element, medium gold element. Speed talent, elementary. Strength talent, elementary. Boxing talent, medium. Knife skill talent, medium. Technique, level 1, 18 body tempering techniques perfect, level 2, rock body tempering technique minor success plus. Combat skills, first level extreme collapse fist great success plus, first level mist blade minor success, first level phantom step minor success, first level flame fist proficient, first level punch proficient, first level sky breaking sword beginner. So, what surprised Yi Chen was that his 18 body tempering techniques had directly reached the realm of perfection. Then the system was upgraded, and plus 10 hidden bones were obtained. What is root bone system? Yi Chen asked in his heart but never got an answer. However, it was obvious that according to this situation, it was very likely that if he could train any ability to the extreme, he would be able to obtain hidden attributes. Although the specific effect of the root bone is unclear, it is definitely a very rare item. After all, it is extremely rare to find someone who can practice standing meditation to perfection. Of course, another surprise is the Dasheng plus level Benquan. Just when Yi Chen was about to test the effect of the collapse fist at the Great Accomplishment Realm, his cell phone rang. But this time it was Lu Lingxiu who sent the message. Student Yi, you seem to have forgotten to practice with me. Lu Lingxiu's somewhat resentful voice came from the other end of the phone. Sorry, I was busy with something, I'll be right over. Yi Chen looked at the time, changed his clothes and went out directly. Since I have already promised the other party I must do it. What's more, Lu Lingxiu's so-called sparring partner is more like a help to myself. Lu Lingxiu's home. Training room. For you. Lu Lingxiu threw a knife at him and said, You must have been hiding something from me before. Use the knife. This time, practice with me. Her beautiful eyes stared at Yi Chen intently, as if she wanted to see through him. Ever since she was humiliated by Yi Chen last time, she had reflected a lot and didn't think it was because she was letting him win. In the final analysis, she has confirmed one thing, that is, Yi Chen is very likely to have a very rare second awakening. So this time she planned to really test Yi Chen's depth. Okay then, be careful. Yi Chen took the training knife and shrugged helplessly. Shouldn't I be the one to say this? Lu Lingxiu snorted softly. You better be careful. I'm completely different when I use a knife and when I don't. An hour later. Training ground. Lu Lingxiu was sweating, and her white training suit was covered with marks from being hit by blades. Her butt was still aching slightly. I took out my most proud Miss Knife. He originally thought that he could easily suppress the opponent and then let out a sigh of relief, but he never dreamed that the opponent could easily and calmly deal with his most proficient weapon. The most important thing is, her strong attack only lasted for a short time, and Yi Chen could easily find the gap in her attack to counterattack. Then it became a disadvantageous situation. She tried many times but was defeated every time. She was stabbed many times and even her buttocks could not escape. No more fighting, this is too much of a bully. How can you be so strong in swordsmanship? Lu Lingxiu felt so wronged that she almost cried. Her missed sword was actually broken by Yi Chen, who only used a very ordinary and simple basic sword technique. It just broke abruptly. Moreover, each of his blows was extremely tricky, often causing her to be in an awkward position when her old strength was exhausted, and her new strength had not yet been generated. 1 hour and 5 minutes, that's about it, have a good rest. Yi Chen put down his training knife, took his daily salary and left. Don't forget it tomorrow. Lu Lingxiu ran to the stairs and reminded him quickly. Anew. Yi Chen waved and left without looking back, leaving Lu Lingxiu standing there blankly watching his departing back from afar. Yi Chen, you are back after all, I will not lose to you. Lu Lingxiu clenched her pink fists, bit her lips tightly, and murmured softly in a voice that only she could hear. On the way home, Yi Chen received a text message notification that his salary as a formal warrior had been paid. The take-home salary is 5,000, and there are other hidden benefits, plus the 4,000 yuan I earned in the past 2 days, it's almost 10,000 yuan. So on his way back, he went straight into a martial arts pharmacy and bought some bone-strengthening powder and blood-nourishing soup, spending nearly 8,000 yuan. I used the little money I saved to buy a new pair of shoes for my parents and sister. Our family has been living in poverty for the past few years. My dad's shoes are even worn out, but he still can't bear to throw them away. My younger sister has always wanted a new pair of sneakers. When I came back after buying these, it was already dark. When I got home, my parents had already returned. Xirochen is back, you must have been busy all day. Go wash up quickly and have dinner together. Mom Gu Hong was busy cooking in the kitchen and greeted me. Mom, Dad, Xiroya, I bought you new shoes. I also bought some bone-strengthening powder and blood-nourishing soup for Dad. Little sister can also take it. Yi Chen brought the things home, and without saying a word took out all the shoes for his father and little sister to try on. Wow, really, when did Brother Waste become so reliable? Where did you get the money, could it be? Yi Xiaorou looked suspicious. Xirochen. Dad and Mom were startled and rushed over to see what was happening, their faces showing worry. Yi Xiaorou, you don't want it, don't give it to me. Yes, of course I want what you give me, hehe. Xirochen, we can't do anything illegal, where did you get this money? Mom is very worried. I help a classmate with extra lessons and she pays me for the tuition. Of course I make money, don't worry, this money is clean. That's such a shame, my shoes are still wearable, why don't you take them back and return them? You can buy some fruit for your classmates. They're paying you to tutor them but you can't keep taking their money. Mom came out of the kitchen with vegetables. I can't quit, don't worry. When you have money in the future you can try it too, I'm going to eat first, I'm so hungry. I bought the Zhuanggusan and Yangtze Tang especially for you. You should do less physical work in the future, it's not good for your health. I'm a little hungry, so I'll eat first and won't wait for you. Yi Chen picked up his chopsticks and started eating without refusing to his parents. Brother, have you heard? The Red Leaf Martial Arts School, the one next to our neighborhood, actually produced a real martial artist who blew up the tester. How amazing. Yi Xiaoru said excitedly while eating. Oh, is that true? Of course it's amazing. It seems the training at the Red Leaf Martial Arts School is quite useful. Brother Waste, are you interested? I can sponsor you with my pocket money. Keep the money for yourself and eat in silence, Yi Xiaoru. You're actually lecturing me. Yi Chen is getting itchy. Yi Xiaoru waved his fist. After dinner, Yi Chen and Yi Xiaoru both returned to their rooms to practice. No words were spoken that night. The next day, early in the morning, Yi Chen received the official warrior certificate, a medical kit, Kai and blood pills and weapons of his choice, delivered by the association's drone. Official warriors have really good benefits. This sword would cost tens of thousands. After opening the package, a matte black long knife was lying quietly inside. It felt very good and heavy, and the blade was shiny blue. This is the equipment distributed by the association to formal warriors, and the quality is very good. There is also a Kai and blood pill, a wound medicine, and 10 military food pills. Use the Kai and blood pill right away. I'll pay Yi Xiaoru back the one I owe her later. She doesn't have to take the martial arts exam yet, so I can see how effective the basic and second-level pile training at the next perfect level is. Yi Chen swallowed the Kai and blood pill directly, and then quickly practiced his Zhuanggong. Waves of warm energy flowed into every part of his body, but this time he was surprised to find that it was not as uncomfortable as before. Instead, he felt an unprecedented sense of warmth. It seems like the effect of the medicine has become milder. No, it should be said that after reaching the perfect state of the first stage of standing meditation, the meridians and cell capacity in the body have become stronger, just like a container has become larger, which can naturally accommodate more energy with ease. Yi Chen clearly saw that his Kai and blood values were slowly rising. His time after absorbing the entire Kai and blood pill, only light beads of sweat appeared on his body. After absorbing it all, I felt warm all over and full of strength. My Kai and health values on my attribute panel increased significantly. 23.5 plus 2 cards. This increase is absolutely exaggerated. Because the amplifying effect of Kai and blood pill becomes less obvious as the stage of development progresses, especially when one's own Kai and blood reaches a certain level, taking Kai and blood pill will no longer improve it. However, because it was a perfect state of meditation, it was able to absorb it perfectly. Very good. If we go any higher, the effectiveness of the Kai and blood pills will be significantly reduced. Then we'll need the more expensive Yuanli pills. These cost over 50,000 each. Yi Chen was emotional. Because Yuanli has been born in the body of a formal warrior, Yuanli can be understood as purified Kai and blood energy. If you want to increase your Kai and blood again, you can only use better elixirs. This is why the poor are good at literature, but rich at martial arts. Warriors earn a lot, but their expenses are also staggering. Whether it is equipment or other items, every item is a big expense. But for me, HP isn't a big problem. It can be obtained through shadow drops. What really matters is talent. I only have one talent slot left. If I get stuck on the Iron Feather Demon Eagle and can't get past it, it will be quite dangerous. So, go and participate in the beast hunting, then get more beast talents. This is the best way. You can consider those low-level beasts, make sure you can kill them. Before we go, let's go to the slaughterhouse first. I wonder if we can extract the shadows of those corpses. Yi Chen made up his mind, took his sword, had breakfast and went out directly. Dad and the others arrived earlier, and Yi Xiaoru also went to school early. The slaughterhouse. Yi Chen walked around and found some shadows that could be extracted, but they were all very ordinary livestock and could be brushed off in just a few breaths. But these things don't drop any talents or health at all. Yi Chen's own tabby cat is so talented that he really suspects that this guy has the blood of a ferocious beast. He even went to the meat farm of the ferocious beast, but unfortunately he was unable to extract it. The body is incomplete and cannot be retrieved. Explanation given by the system. The body must be complete and not completely cold before it can be extracted. After going around in circles, Yi Chen finally arrived at the South City Warrior Association. Hello, respected warrior. How can I help you? After checking Yi Chen's warrior certificate, a staff member came to greet him soon. In fact, Yi Chen can now directly obtain the second-level warrior certification, because his blood and Kai have now reached 25 cards, and his combat power will definitely exceed 400. A second-level warrior requires 20 cards of Kai in health and 200 combat power. But considering that, being too conspicuous is not a good thing, Yi Chen chose not to test it for the time being. There are usually few people in the Warrior Hall of South City. After all, it is just an ordinary small city. Yi Chen originally planned to extract 1 or 2 shadow Shuashuas, but most of the people he met were reserve warriors, and even formal warriors were very few. He simply looked down upon the talents of the other party. Captain Han of the Wolf Fang squad, are they there? Yi Chen thought for a moment and asked. Han Qing and his team left a deep impression on him. The team leader Han Qing was an elite warrior, but several of his team members were ordinary warriors, so he could find an opportunity to defeat them. Sorry, the Wolf Fang team went on a mission yesterday. What do you want to talk to them about? You can leave a message here. The staff member took out a pen. Forget about it if you're not here. Help me check the latest Ferocious Beast missions. I need a mission for a low-level Ferocious Beast. Yi Chen said calmly. Okay, please wait a moment. Currently, there are only 2 missions that meet your requirements. One of them needs to be completed in a week, and the other is a group mission that can be prepared and set off now. Which one would you like to consider? The staff took out a tablet that displayed the current tasks. Yi Chen naturally had no choice. The martial arts exam was coming soon, so he had to take advantage of the moment to brush up on his talents. If you wait too long, the daylily will get cold. Just the second one, help me register the information. Okay, sir. You are a regular warrior. This Ferocious Beast clearing mission is divided into 2 parts. One part is handled by regular warriors, who are mainly responsible for dealing with second-level Ferocious Beasts. The other part is handled by reserve warriors, who are mainly responsible for dealing with first-level Ferocious Beasts. The rewards will vary depending on the content completed. Which section are you considering joining? The staff asked in detail. Yi Chen took a look and saw that this was a large-scale Ferocious Beast clearing mission. Some residents discovered a large number of dangerous Ferocious Beasts on the outskirts of South City, so the association assigned this mission. A second-level Ferocious Beast is equivalent to a formal human warrior, and also corresponds to levels 1 to 9. First-level Ferocious Beasts are like those in preparation for martial arts. The main source of Ferocious Beast meat commonly circulated in the ordinary market is first-level Ferocious Beasts. The danger and difficulty are relatively low, and the reward is naturally much less. A first-level beast, right? Yi Chen thought about it and made a decision. His current HP is more than 25 cards, and his combat power has not been measured, but it should be able to reach 400 to 500, or even higher if he bursts out with all his strength. The second level is risky after all, and is relatively difficult. For him, the reward from the beast and nothing else is important. What is important is the beast's talent. What he wants is to quickly gain the talent of the Ferocious Beast. First-order processing is faster, risk-free, and will definitely be more efficient. Talents just need to be integrated. Currently, about 3-5 low-level talents can be synthesized and evolved into a medium-level talent. As long as Yi Chen has enough time and talent, he can definitely become the only one in the world to max out all his talents and practice all 5 basic skills to perfection. The real 10 perfect martial saint. Okay, here's your mission card and ID. Please keep them safe. I wish you success on your mission. If you encounter irresistible danger, you can use your ID card to call the association, and we will locate you and rescue you as soon as possible. The staff handed over some number plates. Thanks. Yi Chen accepted the things and went to the mission waiting area under the guidance of the staff. Really? There are already 20 or 30 people gathered here one after another. They were divided into 2 teams, one of which consisted of 6 or 7 official warriors, and the remaining 20 or so were reserve warriors. Among these formal warriors, 3 have medium cultivation talents, while among the reserve warriors there is a shadow that can be extracted, which makes Yi Chen slightly surprised. Shadow Willow Garden can be extracted. Shadow Willow Garden. Cayenne blood 9.92 calories. Cultivation talent medium plus. Shadow talent elementary. This is the first time I've seen this special shadow talent. Yi Chen was surprised. Yuan, this is your favorite taro bubble tea. Give me your package and I'll carry it for you. Don't worry about this mission. The captain of the team is my cousin. He graduated from a 3rd-level martial arts academy and is now almost a 4th-level warrior. As soon as I got closer, I heard a boy with freckles on his face showing his affection to the girl named Liu Yuan. The other reserve warriors nearby didn't say anything, but there was dissatisfaction in their eyes, especially the reserve warrior whose seat had just been taken away. He could only swallow his anger. There's nothing I can do, my cousin is the captain. He Weiqiang, we are just classmates and, I don't like milk tea, please leave. The girl with a ponytail, a purple headband and a long sword slung across her slender waist said, somewhat unbearable to be disturbed. Yuan, I know you just. The freckled boy He Weiqiang still needs to explain. Sorry, number 31, this seems to be my seat. Suddenly a voice interrupted him. F***KU. He Weiqiang was immediately furious. He was madly pursuing Liu Yuan, but he didn't expect that someone so blind as to come and cause trouble. Just when he was about to start scolding, he caught a glimpse of the task document and a corner of the certificate in the other party's hand. Red skin. A formal warrior. The one for the prepared warriors is the green book. You are also on this team. He was stunned for a moment and swallowed the words that were on the tip of his tongue. Because he himself is just a 7th-level reserve warrior, which is considered very strong in this group, but against a formal warrior, I'm afraid he is not good enough. It's not just him. In fact, those who stay in this area are all reserve warriors. When the time comes, 2 buses will be sent there. One for the official warriors and one for the reserve warriors. Because the 2 are responsible for different tasks. Well, I looked, I'm number 31, this is the seat. Yi Chen checked his position and said calmly. Okay, Yuan, I'm leaving first. We'll hunt the ferocious beasts together then. Don't worry, I'll definitely protect you. I've already told my cousin he'll keep an eye on you. This milk tea is for you, and these nuts I just bought. You can eat them if you get hungry on the way. He Weiqiang put the things down with a smile, glanced at Yi Chen with a hint of resentment, and finally retreated to the back row reluctantly. Damn it, a piece of shit, come here to fill the pen, dead dog. After reaching his own position, Configuration cursed inwardly, in a voice that he thought only he could hear. Because normally, formal warriors would not take on this part of the task. Not only is it a waste of time, but you also get very little reward. There is only one possibility for a formal warrior to be able to take on such a task, and that is that he has reached this level entirely through drug use and lacks practical combat experience. A weakling with quite a lot of fighting power, not even as good as a reserve warrior. But even so, He Weiqiang was not sure that he could defeat Yi Chen. So I can only endure it for the time being. Sorry to interrupt your date. Yi Chen glanced at the girl with the purple ponytail, thinking about how to get her talent. No, not really, he and I are just ordinary friends, you misunderstood. Are you also participating in this mission? My name is Liu Yuan. Liu Yuan, the girl with purple ponytail, has shining eyes. Because Yi Chen in front of him is indeed very good-looking, his temperament is very stable, and he has the aura of a formal warrior. Of course, Liu Yuan also speculated that Yi Chen was most likely taking drugs. This type of warrior often has a certain realm, but his combat power is poor. However, she couldn't help but blush slightly because of the other person's good looks. Yi Chen. Yi Chen responded lightly. The 2 of them seemed to have run out of topics to talk about, and the other reserve warriors also sat in their respective seats waiting. Well, do you want milk tea, taro bubbles and nuts? As if he was just making small talk, Liu Yuan suddenly said with a red face. She quickly realized that she had said the wrong thing, because this was something he, Weiqiang, had given her before, and giving it to someone else now would make her look very wrong. Good. Unexpectedly, Yi Chen agreed, which made Liu Yuan stunned. But then her pretty face turned even redder, and she handed the milk tea to Yi Chen. The moment he took the milk tea, Yi Chen skillfully touched the other person's fingers. A 1-second pause. Ding, Shadow Willow Garden extracted successfully. Very good. Thanks. Yi Chen glanced at the milk tea and saw that it was still unopened, so he started drinking it. Behind. Weiqiang's face had turned ashen, and his fingernails were almost digging into his flesh. He gritted his teeth, and his eyes seemed to be spitting fire. He felt like someone was wearing a big green hat on his head. It was clearly the milk tea and nuts that I gave to the goddess, but the goddess gave them to another man, who drank them with relish. This is just like your woman spending her own money to buy a mattress worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, and then having S*X with other men on it. Damn it. Weiqiang now even has the urge to draw his sword. However, when he thought that the other party was still a formal warrior after all, he could only suppress the anger in his heart. Damn it, how dare you mess with my woman, wait until the mission. I'll make sure my cousin finds a chance to kill you. Weiqiang cursed in his heart. Yi Chen sat quietly where he was, his perception was now amazing. Naturally, he could clearly feel the resentful murderous intent behind him. But it doesn't matter. They are all weaklings. After drinking half of the milk tea, Yi Chen slowly peeled 2 nuts, then sat down in his seat and closed his eyes to rest. The dream space opens. Ding, Shadow Liaoyuan 100% status. Select the location of number 1 middle school. Open your eyes again. Yi Chen has appeared in the familiar dream world, and standing in front of him is a girl with a purple ponytail who is in perfect condition. Shadow Willow Garden. Kai and blood 9.92 calories. Cultivation talent medium plus. Shadow talent elementary. Skill 18 body tempering techniques proficient. Combat skills level 1 multiple shadow blades minor success, level 1 phantom steps minor success. So, wow, that's really good. 2 of the combat skills he practiced have actually reached the minor success level. Yi Chen naturally drew out his sword without any hesitation. The 2 fought fiercely. 1 minute. The battle is over. Yi Chen had more wounds on his body, but Liu Yuan in the distance was pierced through the heart and nailed to death on the spot. His body turned into fragments and gradually dissipated. It can actually hurt me, this shadow talent is really abnormal. Yi Chen couldn't help but sigh. The effect of the shadow talent is unexpectedly special. The opponent can hide in the darkness at any time, making it impossible to defend against. With the addition of multiple shadow knives, continuous attacks are possible, which is even more powerful than the mist knife effect. He is indeed a genius of number 1 middle school. Sadly, these are all mine now. Congratulations on defeating Shadow Liaoyuan. Drops medium plus cultivation talent, automatically merged. Drop shadow talent, elementary. Drops 18 body tempering styles, proficient, multiple shadow blades, minor success. Phantom steps, minor success, automatically merged. A voice like the sound of nature rang out.